ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Vasyl Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
It's the champ. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the podcast, obviously the Boxing Voice. I'm talking in a monotone voice here because the whole family's in the next room watching foosball. You believe that? But, you know, I'm like Bernard Hopkins, the alien. But Sunday is none other than Crow Day, and there's going to be a lot of crows served today for sure. We don't necessarily have a list unless Enrique comes in. I think he has it. If not, we're relying on our good boxing community to be honest, because we all know MD is going to be very honest about who he picked. Now, we're going to talk a little bit of obviously Lomachenko, Walters, and Walters quitting. Lomachenko, what's next for him? Where does he rank now in this pound for pound list? And in fact, who's next for Lomachenko? And what about Bob Arum? Instead of playing nice, he's already saying that there's no way that Oscar De La Hoya tries to make a unification match between Francisco Vargas, who was involved in a Fight of the Year candidate with Miura, and with Lomachenko, who is the WBO champion in that division. So these are the things that we're going to be talking about. Lastly, we're going to stop across the pond to review a couple of fights as well as some big news that I told you would happen. David Haye is challenging Tony Bellew. Now, Tony Bellew. Yeah, that guy. The one that got knocked out by Adonis Stevenson at 175 pounds. But I've done enough talking. Let me take it across the board to a shared state of, with myself, me being here in Florida, none other than the good doctor.
Is that a fair statement to make? You have to be honest with yourself.
So, Ness, if you happen to get carpal tunnel syndrome from the amount of times you're hitting the crow soundbite with your fingers, I'll be close enough that I could oversee your medical procedures. But I'm glad to be here on Sunday. Sunday is Crow Day. And it's also the day that we get to talk about interesting news and boxing. And look forward to the exciting future of the European superstar, Vasyl Lomachenko. So everybody should be happy with what we saw on Saturday, because if you're not, then you don't like boxing.
Right about that. I mean, the man definitely put on a masterclass performance. But someone coming very close in comparison to that skill is none other than the producer, Steven.
There'll be nothing but smooth sailing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back to our regularly scheduled programming. Sunday's Crow Day. It's been a great week. Great 7 days of boxing. We had a lot of good fights where the best stepped up to fight the best. And I'm excited to go about the aftermath. Last night was a really good immediate reaction, way to pick up where we left off. Hey, Max Kellerman had a good line in the broadcast when he said, one I identified with when he said that people they're not going to throw Lomachenko in their top 10 pound for pound, but he looks at Lomachenko and he sees what he thinks is the best fighter in the world, who could very well be one of the best on the planet. And I got to say that I agree with that on a lot of levels. I don't think he has the resume to be in a pound for pound. We touched on it a little last night, but when you see him fight, man, I'm excited to see him get tested as he goes forward and prove his mettle, because that skill is unique. What do you think about that?
Well, I totally agree, but at this point, if you grab a guy like Nicholas Walters and you make him look average the way that Lomachenko did last night, you have to think to yourself, how is he really going to be tested at 130 pounds? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Francisco Vargas, yeah, that fight sounds sexy to the average boxing fan, but to a true pugilist like the good doctor, he knows that Vargas is too one-dimensional to do anything to Lomachenko. But then again, right, you have to factor in, we thought the same of Orlando Salido, but like I said yesterday, I don't want to hear anyone talking about the Salido loss at this point. We just seen him do, you know, he just looked marvelous versus Walters. Walters really, I mean, he had his hands in his pocket. He didn't really know what to do. The speed, the movement, the footwork. I mean, the guy's throwing too many punches. I seen something going around on social media too, how they put, you know, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Pernell Whitaker, and I don't know, pick another fucking boxer, right? And then they put Lomachenko on the bottom, and it's like, these guys are all great defensive fighters, but everyone's acting like Lomachenko's the second coming. What's the difference? And I'll tell you right off the bat, the difference is that this man is not stingy with his punches. He's not just being defensively intelligent and sound. He's throwing numerous shots. I mean, dude, and the fact that he's a southpaw is going to give everybody troubles. I mean, poor Walters, right? Every time Walters thought Lomachenko was there, and he tried. It took him forever, though. I swear I counted like it was until the 6th round that he finally started really dedicating himself to the body when he should have been going through the body. I mean, we asked him when we interviewed him, like, yo, did you watch the Salido fight? Because Salido had that game plan, you know, give it to this guy in the body, but no. He didn't do that. But listen, before I even pass you the ball, MD, so you can glow, I'm going to go ahead and eat not 1, but 2 servings because he was not competitive at all, right? So for me to pick him, you know, that's one thing. But, I mean, he got whitewashed, so I'll just take 2 servings. Yeah, so the 4th fighter in that little survey that I told you about was Rigondeaux. So here we go. So it's Floyd, Ward, Guillermo Rigondeaux, and Pernell Whitaker. And they say all defensive fighters, but they call these fighters boring. They call Lomachenko the Matrix. But what's really the difference? And again,
statistics. We just look at statistics. We look at the output, and you cannot argue. And I love Rigondeaux, and you might not think I love Rigondeaux. I do think his last, or not his last performance, his performance on the Cotto Canelo undercard was horrific. But generally speaking, Guillermo Rigondeaux is one of the best fighters I've ever seen box. But the output is so stingy upon at least Rigondeaux, if you want to compare him straight up to Lomachenko, that you can't argue that Lomachenko is not a more exciting fighter because of that. Do you agree with me, Steven?
well,
I agree 100%. I think that part of what makes Lomachenko such a defensively sound person is his activity. His offense is literally part of his defense. He's throwing enough punches at you where you're keeping your hands up. His lead lefts, the way he's able to sidestep around you, and he's hovering, buzzing kind of like around you. You think that he's going to be moving out of range, but he doesn't. He's staying right there, and he's able to hit you with shorter punches. Walter's long reach and wide power stance, they became
he never ran. He never ran. He never disengaged. And that's the thing people need to understand when they're watching this guy fight. Lara is an extremely talented fighter, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But there was times when he fought Canelo that he disengaged because he knew the threat Canelo had, and he moved out of the pocket. He didn't even, like, what Lomachenko does is he so subtly moves out of the pocket. I mean, the pocket in which Lomachenko can land, Walters can land punches, that it looks like he's still in the pocket. But he's so fucking good that he's just outside the range where he could land.
To be fair, Walters also did not make any adjustments in the fight. I remember thinking really early on, like, okay, Walters is seeing where he's noticing how Loma shifts over to the left, and if he can just, plant his feet, maybe kind of move around with him, he could bust a long overhand right. He never did that. You would see him, he would realize the opening when it was too late, and he wouldn't really set it up appropriately. I didn't see him make any adjustments from the early rounds. He let himself become dominated.
But more importantly than the fight,
You're real-
more importantly than the fight, I will be pied on camera within probably the next hour. But the only way that happens is if the desire for me to get pied, equates to the amount of thumbs up. So all you guys watching, please hit thumbs up because that gives me the ability to afford a pie to smack on my face, right?
Damn, MD, I love the way that you finesse that. And I was saying, let me chime in. I was trying to interrupt just to tell people that because I already seen the chat getting restless, thinking that you were not going to be a man of your word. When everyone should know by now, tough skin means a man of his word. But listen, let's go through these topics. We've obviously previewed the fight and given our opinions on what took place, but I think that we need to kind of touch on Walters just a little bit more in the fact that he quit, right? Because a guy like Victor Ortiz totally gets dogged for quitting and others. So where do we rank Walters quit, right? Like the way that he quit, because with Ortiz, he actually suffered some punishment. So in a way, you can maybe feel sorry for him.
He was habitual, though. You feel me? Like,
yeah, but we're gonna stick with the Maidana. That was the first one and the most, like he made it. He made a speech on it.
And the Floyd. He quit in the Floyd fight, in my opinion.
It's also
it was a different scenario. He was more embarrassed at his antics, I believe.
He could have got his ass. He could have
said.
got his ass up off the canvas in that one, in my opinion.
Yeah, but people also never let him down for what he said. He also said after the fight, I'm not. I might be too good for this. I don't think I need to be taking this.
Like this.
Yeah. See, that was a nail in the coffin for Victor Ortiz. People all kind of thought, maybe he could bounce back, but
you said the Collazo one, right?
No. After the Maidana fight is when he admitted
you're
that
too deep. Let go of the shovel because we're trying to stay on the first one, just so we can rank where Lomachenko's at. Walter is at with the way that he quit, because he said he took some good shots in a post fight, and obviously he did. We all watched it, but I didn't notice him hurt to believe that he thought if he came out in the next round, he was gonna get knocked out by Lomachenko. Like, would it have happened? Possibly, but would he been knocked out cold? Like, I just don't get it. I feel like this dude just came in to get a check, and it's unfair. And there needs to be an investigation. And I like this guy. He's from a third world country and all that. He moved to Panama. He learned Spanish, so he's got a lot of things behind him. But at this point, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be an entertainer. And when you go in there, you keep your hands in your pocket and then you check out like that. You're making me question you is all I'm saying. I don't want to, be at his doorstep with any pitching forks and fire, but we have to ask these questions, and maybe the sanctioning body should look into this because,
what are you questioning though? This bothers me. The fact that
the manner in which he quit, like he wasn't hurt, man.
It's really difficult to understand why he quit because he's a competitor. And
but this bothers me because
you're the Axeman. That's why it's crazy. The irony in this is ridiculous because how he went to Panama and his trainer, who appeared to be Panamanian, was the one who ended up saying "no mas" in the corner. Like it really evokes a lot of that what people remember from the Roberto Duran thing. And you got to remember the same reason why Roberto Duran took forever to let that down. Walters is going to have to fight a lot and have a lot of impressive performances if he wants to sway public opinion, because to quit in a boxing match when you're fighting for the championship, like if you're fighting maybe for like a mandatory status or something like that, but when you're at the champion, you've been a champion and you're supposed to be one of the best in your division, and you quit because you're losing, that's kind of like you're a poor sport. Like, I don't want to try anymore. I'm going to lose. What's the point? That's not boxing.
But let me tell you why this bothers me a little bit, because I feel like this is brought up, and I'm not accusing Ness of doing this because I know Ness is impressed of Lomachenko and gives him his due credit. But it seems a convenient way of discrediting what Vasyl Lomachenko did in the ring, which is, I'm pretty sure if Nicholas Walters entered that ring and he was able to hit Vasyl Lomachenko, he wouldn't have quit. The fact that he quit was due to Lomachenko's superior skill. And it wasn't like I said, it wasn't like he was not trying to fight him. He just was 3 steps ahead of him.
We agree with you. I'm just wondering if he quit out of frustration, because it seems like he didn't quit out of, I don't know, like because
no, definitely, it was definitely a mental thing. He broke him down mentally. He saw no other way out.
And if that's the case, I don't think it's fair. And maybe he should be suspended or fined.
Or just say fuck him.
It's
Just
crazy
say
when you
fuck
think
him. He
about
ain't
it.
meant for this shit,
Dude,
Ness.
think about
He ain't
it.
meant
He
for
was
this.
a power puncher. When you take a power puncher's faith in his own power away from him, what does he have left? Like Walters did not believe in his own power to come back and score a one-punch knockout. Like he took that away from him. That was what was remarkable about what happened last night.
Look at the difference between, and he was totally outclassed by Terrence Crawford, but at least Victor Postal stayed in the fucking ring and tried to fight. He wasn't able to adjust. He didn't have the skills, the talent, the quickness, or the ability to answer to him, but he did his fucking job and he stayed in the ring and he tried to fight. You know what I mean? So I find it very disconcerting. And like I said, Nicholas Walters has to do something significant for me to give a fuck about him anymore. That's it. Call it disrespectful, but no, I don't. People travel to Vegas, booked a hotel, brought family out there to and largely was it because they respected Nicholas Walters as a challenge to the two-time Olympic gold medal and Vasyl Lomachenko. Yeah, and he disappointed.
I subscribe to the paying customer theory. You're a paying customer, you pay to see a show, and you're an entertainer who gets paid to do that. You got to go out there and give them the show.
Yo, there's no comparison in the way that Walters quit with the way that Matisse quit. Matisse's eye looked like he had a fucking speed bump on it, okay? Literally across his eye. Like, again,
that looked like a broken orbital. Yep, clearly. Yeah.
For anyone to question, like, oh, you know, he wasn't this mad over the Matisse. Of course not. Matisse looked like he was hurt, just like Angulo looked like he was hurt when Laura did it to him. Like, dude, it's different. It's different. Walters, we seen nothing. We seen him go back to the end of the corner. Lomachenko, signal with his glove, like, I'm gonna get you. And him and his dad, like, yo, man, we out of here. And that's not cool because, now I'm hearing he got 550,000. So, like, yo, 7 rounds for 550,000. And I mean, let's do some punch stats. How many punches did he even throw? I don't know, but listen, let's go down to topics. Where are you guys ranking Lomachenko? And when I see you guys, not only am I talking to the panel, I'm talking to our audience. Where are we ranking Lomachenko pound for pound? Because yesterday in the immediate reaction show, check it out on iTunes or tune in or Stitcher if you haven't done so already. Remember, all my guys here checking us out live right now on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. You know how important it is to us. It increases the visibility of the show, and we get out there to the world. And look, we're working overtime, right? We got the producer here. I was here yesterday. He also was here. Let's spread the love, right? So, Steven, until the good doctor is around, let me know, where would you be ranking Lomachenko pound for pound, or should we even be talking pound for pound for that reason, being as though all he did was beat a dude that, yes, was undefeated, but had been out the ring for over a year, and his best wins are over flyweights and Vic Darchinyan and Nonito Donaire. And not to discredit, but should we be already talking pound for pound?
I think it's way too early to be. No, it's not way too early to be talking pound for pound, but I cannot give him pound for pound status. As much as I love Orlando City Solido, and I want to give Lomachenko credit even in losing to that fight, but when that's one of your top names on your resume, and that's a loss, and then your next best one is Gary Russell Jr., it's not pound for pound status yet. He needs more fights. He needs more action. However, that being said, like I said earlier in the show, I see him, the eye test, he looks the goods. And I'm trying to look at the pound for pound ratings right now to see where other people stand. But if anybody had him top 10, like at number 10, you could make a case for it. Wouldn't be with the resume. It would have to be all eye test. So I'm going to say he's not pound for pound top 10 yet.
Personally, I would have him in the top 10, not top 5. I still have, and I don't feel like breaking down my list, but I still have.
That was where I was going to go, because to have him in the top 10, we have to see who you have there and who you're leaving out to put him in. Not to say that he doesn't deserve, but I would like you to just clarify so we can
if you'd like, I could give you a Ring Magazine's top 10 list.
Well, fuck the Ring Magazine.
No. Use it.
You could this way you hear names that are kind of familiar, and you can rearrange it in your own way.
I'll give you He'll give you one, right? And then I'll give you one from BoxRec, and then you give us yours because I don't know. Does he deserve pound for pound status already?
Well, let's go through and let's try to make it quick so we can get to the callers. So number 1 on Ring Magazine, they got Roman Gonzalez. What do you think about Roman Gonzalez as their number 1?
Ness doesn't like that.
Over here, they have Saul. I mean, it's not about what I like. We're giving you options so that you can remember, now who are you putting number 1? That's all we're doing.
See, I don't feel, to me, it would be more accurately and actually better for the listeners for me to just to say that I have at least 6 guys above Lomachenko and kind of just say the 6. I don't know the order because I don't feel like going through it.
Go ahead. That works too.
Yeah, because
I like that.
Okay, so I do have Roman Gonzalez above Lomachenko. I have Roman Gonzalez. I have Manny Pacquiao above him. I have both Andre Ward and Kovalev above him. I have Gennady Golovkin, and I have, did I say Terrence Crawford?
No,
Terrence Crawford. Yeah, so that's 6. Those are the 6 guys who I have definitely above him. Now, he's just outside those guys, but he hasn't done enough to leapfrog any of those guys.
This is interesting. Ring Magazine has Guillermo Rigondeaux 1 above Lomachenko. What do you think about that, MD? Because if you want to talk about like resume and whether someone's able
would you say Rigondeaux above Lomachenko?
Yes. Well, only one spot. It's one spot.
It's so hard for me to assess Rigondeaux, and he's like a wild card because if he's fighting dudes, he could be the number 1 fighter on earth, and I'll admit that. But he's not, so it's really hard to judge him fairly.
Dude, I need to ask the both of you. I don't even know how to phrase this, but what criteria are you using for a fighter to get into the pound for pound? Because there's no room for Lomachenko. All right. When you think pound for pound, we're obviously thinking body of work, right? As well. No, that doesn't count because how else could you get there if you don't have a resume?
It's got to be resume. It's got to be eye test. It's got to be, how well they're able to dominate their division. If they have the ability to dominate multiple divisions.
You confuse one second. You have to, and this is the thing that I do a lot, and you could call my assertion of pound for pound biased. But this is how I view it. It's resume combined with eye test. It's how they look against their given opponent. For example, why I give a lot of credit to what Vasyl Lomachenko did is a lot of people, yourself included, as you picked Nicholas Walters, thought that he had a fighting chance against Vasyl Lomachenko. The dude looked like he was a fucking D-level fighter last night. So to say that doesn't affect his legitimacy on a pound-for-pound list, in my opinion, I think is giving him a disservice of what he did on Saturday night.
MD, you're not going to get me to disagree with you. My problem is there are other names with a more valid reason to be there. So can we just really quickly say, does Canelo deserve to be there?
No.
Whoa. Steven?
Yeah, I think Canelo deserves to be there. I think he's 10. I think he's 10.
Pacquiao deserve to be
well,
there.
To be what? Ahead of Lomachenko or top? I have no problem with Canelo being 10.
I have him.
That's fine.
All I'm going to show you is that there is no room for Lomachenko.
I have him at
your order makes it doesn't matter. We're going to go through 10 names and we'll see where you're going to squeeze in Lomachenko. So we both
I'd probably have him at like 7 or 8.
Let me get through it, MD. Doctor, pass the scalpel for once. Listen, so you're agreeing Saul belongs in there?
Yeah, probably 9 or 10.
All right, now number 2, does Manny Pacquiao belong in there?
What?
Does Manny Pacquiao belong in the top 10 pound for pound? Come on, let's stop.
Yeah, of course. Manny Pacquiao's above Lomachenko. I have him in top 5 pound for pound. Yeah.
Don't worry about who's above and who's not, man. I'm just proving he doesn't fit in the list.
He fits in. Okay. Yes.
You're gonna have to verbally bump someone who is definitely not better than him, but has a better body of work. Okay, so we're moving on. Steven, you have to be faster. You're agreeing with Pacquiao, yes or no?
I do not agree with Pacquiao. You could bump in. You'd find Tom Pacquiao. No.
Who did you pick in the Vargas fight against Steven Calderon?
I'd pick Vargas.
And he fucking smacked him. He smacked him.
Look.
He put on a masterclass
Pacquiao's-
to him. But again,
Manny Pacquiao's one of the best. Manny Pacquiao's one of the best in the world. But he is not at that level. Like, for example, would you pick Pacquiao? We're starting getting into this, but would you pick Pacquiao over the winner of Garcia Thurman? Would you pick Pacquiao over the winner of Spence Brook? Would you pick Pacquiao?
I wouldn't pick him over, but I would definitely love to see it. But listen, we need
getting off point. Okay, well, let's go with the next one. Who's next?
I'd pick Pacquiao over Terrence Crawford right now, this second.
MD, let's get it together, home skillet. We got a bunch of callers lining up. They're dying to eat crow.
Crawford flattens him.
Saying no Pacquiao. So on Steven's list, he does have room for Lomachenko because the next guy is Gennady. Doesn't he belong there?
I think he does.
Fast. Let's make this fast. He belongs, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Terrence Crawford, does he belong?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, he does.
Keith Thurman.
No.
Whoa.
Not above Lomachenko. Nope.
No, hey.
I don't think Thurman either.
No. Again, it's not about position. Does he belong to be pound for pound?
If Lomachenko doesn't, he doesn't.
Not until if he performs how I expect him to perform against Danny Garcia, that would prove him to be pound for pound. But until then, I would say no.
I'm gonna keep going down the list, but we have to come back because Thurman could definitely be debated over Vasyl's record. Gary Russell was just an undefeated fighter who was unproven. He was fighting 8-round fights on HBO. We didn't know nothing about him. Okay. Thurman is undefeated. Lomachenko has lost to a B- level fighter, okay? Lomachenko's biggest win is Walters. Porter's a bigger win than that, man. It's a bigger win than that.
You suffer from Floyd Mayweather syndrome, unfortunately.
What explain that?
That you cannot be an all-time great and a legend if you lose.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But the man got a loss. The other one doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, it's just plain and simple, is it not?
I mean,
all we have to do is.
Ness, do you know who Finito Lopez is?
Who?
Do you know who Finito Lopez is?
Of course.
All right.
But
all right, let's go next on the list. Who's next on the list?
Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir Klitschko's not on my list. No way. I'm not putting him on the list. He just lost to Tyson. He just lost to Tyson Fury a year ago, man.
Listen, and we're gonna keep moving, but that is disrespectful because let me tell you, he reigned for 12 years. Okay, to lose one time should not bump you out of the list 10 spots. You are disrespectful. But MD, what is your thoughts? Does he belong pound for pound? Yes or no?
I would have Lomachenko above Vladimir Klitschko right now.
Stop trying to do that. We're looking for 10 names. Does he belong? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Wow. Carl Frampton. Does Carl Frampton belong?
No.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
I think Carl Frampton's win over Quick. Carl Frampton's last 2 wins are really, really huge.
Dude, I just don't understand the way
you choose to discredit Nicholas Walters' best win.
No. Hold on. You're holding Walters at such a high regard, but then you want to diminish Scott Quigg and Leo Santa Cruz as wins for Carl Frampton?
Who's Leo beat, Ness? Who's Leo?
Yo, listen.
Who's Leo beat, Ness?
Leo was a multiple division champion.
Who's Leo beat, Ness? Just answer the question. Who did he beat?
Namarez, who was
a little guy moving up though, right?
No. Don't say ooh when fucking Lomachenko beat Rocky Martinez. Stop, yo. Anyway.
Yeah, but we all agree that
Lomachenko's fucking ass out.
But we agree that Lomachenko's not
losing a second of that fight, Ness. But
who's next?
Bro, I'm not even going because there's obviously no one on this list that is better than Lomachenko or has done more. Like, so this is a waste of conversation. But we've engaged enough so that our listeners and our audience can jump in on that, because I'm not saying Lomachenko doesn't deserve. I'm saying who you're going to bump out with all these guys who have proven resumes, who have done things, actually done them. Roman Gonzalez, while he's not my favorite on the list, he's done things. He's moved up multiple divisions and beat multiple division champions. Sergey Kovalev has done things. Andre Ward has done things, man. Islandri Laura has done things. Now, he is a guy that I think can be dumped out of the list, not really due to inactivity, but just because his last couple of opponents, I don't remember them being that sexy. But Carl Frampton defeating Scott Quigg and then coming to the U.S. and defeating Leo Santa Cruz in the fashion that he did, man, get out of here, bro. You gonna tell me that Rocky Martinez or Gary
In the fashion that he
Are
did.
you gonna tell me that Rocky Martinez, Gary Russell, or Nicholas Walters' names are sexier
Yes.
than a defending champion in Scott Quigg, okay, than a defending champion in Leo Santa Cruz, who was a multiple division champion? Let's just be fair, is all I'm saying. The man looks great. You called him the Matrix or the World Cup. I believe it. You know, is he the second coming? I believe it. He showed his class. You know why? You said something earlier. You said he made Walters look whatever, right? But what I remember is the disparity, the way that Floyd and the way Pacquiao
Made him look average.
the way that Floyd and Pacquiao used to make their opponents look, where you was like, damn, Berto doesn't belong in here. You know, who else did?
Don't use Berto because we knew Berto didn't belong in there before he got in the ring. So that's a bad one.
Made Canelo look like
Canelo was a good one, yes.
you know, and Pacquiao made Cotto look like he didn't belong in there after the third round. So
yes.
Lomachenko made Walters look like he didn't belong in there. So yes, I agree with you, man. Let's get that clear. Stop.
And that was when we had Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather 1 and 2 pound for pound.
He's probably the next superstar as long as you find him sexy fights, but he's going to have to move up. But that being said, there are some very accomplished fighters on this list. You know, Danny Garcia makes a case. Regardless what you may think, his resume makes a case. It's insane to think that Lomachenko with Rocky Martinez, Gary Russell, and Nicholas Walters is pound for pound above Vladimir Klitschko because he lost once to Tyson Fury after 12 years. Let's just be sane. And while you're being sane,
fighters get old, fighters deteriorate. Like I said,
that thumbs up button, because whether you like me or dislike me, you might like MD. And, you know, this is for the visibility of the show. Make it grow. Hit that thumbs up button. So listen.
But let me just use this example because this example is the perfect example to always use about fighters getting old and deteriorating and moving up out of their weight class. Again, when Canelo Alvarez beat Shane Mosley, we didn't necessarily give him the credit that he deserved if you use your criteria, because Shane Mosley is a Hall of Fame fighter.
I don't even know what you said. I'm sorry. It's totally.
I'm saying, like, by just using resume, right? Shane Mosley is a future Hall of Fame fighter, right? That's something that,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and Canelo Alvarez beat him. But when he beat him, he was not the Shane Mosley we used to know. So you have to take in consideration sometimes fighters get sold. Now, if Vladimir Klitschko comes back and beats Anthony Joshua, he's probably fucking top 5 pound for pound, maybe even top 3.
Yo, who are you comparing Mosley to, though? Who's
Vladimir Klitschko? I'm saying that we don't know what Vladimir Klitschko is right now. He lost to
no. It is unfair. Oh my God, why we gotta do this? It is unfair to you to compare a Vladimir Klitschko who lost to Tyson Fury to Shane Mosley that fought freaking Canelo, man. They treated Shane at that point as a veteran. They needed his name. Stop. Yo, it's not like every heavyweight is beating Vladimir. You're bugging right now.
No, I'm exaggerating my point to make
Very
it, but
much. You're exaggerating
Yeah, well.
a lot. You're disrespectful, man. These guys have done things for years, man. Keith Thurman's win over Sean Porter is big, okay? That's a big win because Sean Porter was a champion. He was a defending champion, and he did things himself. Like, oh, man. All right, but
I don't want to discredit Keith Thurman. I just think Vasyl Lomachenko is better pound for pound than him, and it doesn't necessarily disrespect.
Saying that Rocky Martinez is better than Sean Porter, or that Lomachenko was better than Sean Porter.
What?
Because we're talking pound for pound. So remember,
I'm saying that the ease that after his one loss, the ease in which Vasyl Lomachenko has beaten his legitimate opponents. You could dispute the legitimacy of it, but I choose to give them a little more legitimacy than you do. Puts him in the top 10 pound for pound list. Now, that's my assertion of the pound for pound list. You could disagree, but it's the ease in which he defeats his opponents, which is the eye test applied to resume, which is why I have him in the top 10, not top 5, but top 10.
Again, the ease in which you do things to fighters depends on the level of opposition. Was Nicholas Walters a Sean Porter.
You picked him. You picked him. Half the fucking TBV audience picked him. I don't have the list, but half these motherfuckers picked him.
But what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
That a dude that half the fucking TBV educated boxing fans picked schlonged him. I don't know what other fucking term to use to him. That's a term, you know.
What exactly are you saying? Because all we're asking you is
he's levels and levels and levels above Nicholas Walters. Is that fair to say?
Who?
Vasyl Lomachenko.
And where is Sean Porter compared to Nicholas Walters? Because
Keith Thurman beat. I thought Keith Thurman beat Sean Porter, but they
you.
belonged in the same fucking ring. Now, if Keith Thurman, one second, no, let me explain this. No, can I explain this, please? Now, if Keith Thurman entered the ring with Sean Porter and did what Vasyl Lomachenko did against Nicholas Walters, Keith Thurman would be way above Vasyl Lomachenko. But he didn't. He beat him in a competitive fight, but I thought he won. Some idiots actually think Sean Porter won. I don't
understand. Why do we have to discredit one fighter to give another credit?
I'm not, but you just choose to listen to certain things that I'm saying to, and interpret that way. But it's okay. But we should, move on to the next topic because, again, I'm not a big pound for pound guy, nor are you. But if we were to make a list, I would have him in the top 10, not top 5. That's it. Let's move on.
And the point I was trying to make is that you're bumping out way more legitimate men to stick him in there. But where does Lomachenko go next? Who would you guys like to see him fight next? Obviously, Mikey Garcia is occupied, and that's also a 135-pound fight.
And that's also not a guaranteed win.
Which one?
Mikey Garcia's next fight. I mean, I'm picking him, but a lot of people are picking Mikey Garcia to lose that fight.
Agreed. So what would be next in your opinion? What would be the best choice for Lomachenko next?
Vargas or Salido. One of those two guys.
I want to see either Salido rematch. I mean, there's really not much else out there. Let's see, he's at 130. I don't know. Maybe I don't think the Francisco Vargas fight would happen. And if it did, I like Vargas. He's an action fighter. He's able to box as well as slug it out. We've seen him dig deep and make it through the 12 rounds, going, high octane if he needed to. Or excuse me, not 12 rounds. That fight with Mira ended up getting stopped halfway through. But still, despite all that, I don't think that he's got the skill set to keep Lomachenko at bay. I think Lomachenko sidesteps around him, slaps him around, and gets a easy unanimous decision.
You're talking about Vargas, right? You think that Vargas will? Yeah, I think Vargas will be it'll look like another tune-up fight for Lomachenko, and people are starting to realize now that that's the level of fighter that Vargas is. A good fighter. He's a tough fighter, but he's crude he's crude compared to Vasyl Lomachenko, who is a special fighter.
Hey, man, totally agree with you. And we don't have to stay too much on Bob Arum's topic because Steven obviously feels the same way. Do you, MD, and Steven, I guess if you want to reiterate, feel that Golden Boy would make that Francisco Vargas Lomachenko fight? And before you answer that, I would say any unification at 130 for Lomachenko sounds good. Jason Sosa said that's his super fight, but I'm sure he's going to want that on HBO since I spoke to him. Jose Pedraza's tied up with Tank, so there's no unification there. Plus, that's a Heyman thing where Bob Arum would have to deal with Al Heyman. That being said, Nicholas Walters, Francisco Vargas, and Jezreel Corrales are the most common most possible names that could happen unless you squeeze in that Salido rematch, which I'm not really interested in. Even though I picked Salido in the last one where he won, I can clearly see that Lomachenko should not have issues. But I guess I understand this is boxing, and it's nostalgic for champions to avenge a loss. So if he chooses to, I wouldn't be upset with that.
What about Takashi Miura? Miura's got that swarming style, kind of reminiscent of a Salido, and he's a lot younger. He got up from a knockdown and scored his own. He was really taking the fight to Vargas. And let's not forget, the referee stopped that fight at a very icky time. I don't know if you would have let that fight go on, whether or not Miura might have been able to survive and fight his way back in it. He is very resilient.
I put him in there with Miura, where Vargas has the title and Vargas on paper has the win.
Because maybe you can't get a fight with Vargas because of politics, and you got to fight somebody, and you don't want to waste a lot of time out of the ring. But if you fight Miura, he's a common opponent, and it helps big up a Vargas fight in the future. Plus, because of the fact that Miura has a good resume in the division, it would still look good on his resume, and he's a top 5 guy. So you're not fighting some random bump.
No, makes sense. Listen, so what I want to do, obviously, I got the whole family. This isn't my house, all right? They're all in the next room. It's like game night over here. I'm feeling like I'm trapped in a movie. That being said, we're gonna do speed. We're gonna give everybody their normal 3 minutes, but we're not gonna interject. We're gonna get this going. We're gonna get this show on the road. We're gonna try and get everybody's calls and get
and Ness cannot use the word cunt.
And before we do that, actually, we have to talk. He reminded me by saying cunt. We have to talk about Bellew and Hay quickly. I mean, I think I said all that I would say a couple of shows ago. I knew this was going to be a money grab opportunity for David Hay. It was a surefire way to get a pay-per-view in the UK versus a dude that he can obviously beat. This puts him nowhere near.
David Hay is a fucking cunt. I said it. He is a cunt because he's going to put this motherfucker who cares so much about his health in the hospital. And I think we all know that. And he's making a lot of money doing it because Bellew has earned his way to the top of his division. But, this is scary.
Insane. This is insane. There's this many people watching live and we don't have the same amount of thumbs up. I guess you don't want to see MD get pied. Listen, I'm going to the callers, and once I get into speed, you won't see him pied. He could just pie himself, and I could be a witness without you guys seeing. It's that simple. Listen, we're going to jump out to these phone lines.
Hold on, Ness. Don't forget. We got to give a shout out to people who help this show, be what it is. Continue to stay the best boxing show, and, give a shout out to those who need it.
These calls are brought to you by our sponsor, El Camino Electrical Services, who have over 15 years of commercial electrical experience, servicing the whole Silicon Valley and the entire San Francisco Peninsula. Visit us at our website, elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Thank you very much for El Camino Electrical. And now that we're going to be going to callers, let's go to someone else who helps keep me, the producer, sticking around, keeping MD showing up at all hours of the day. We're going to go to our Boomerang, Pittsburgh, Bruce City, Bruce. Pittsburgh Brew, can you hear me?
Bruce, what it do? What it do?
What up, man? Yeah, it was a tough $50 to lose, but what are you gonna do?
I know, man.
Bruce, in the future, just listen to me and you'll be fine.
Man.
Well, there was no money to make with Lomachenko, right?
Well, if you picked him via knockout, you would get decent odds, but.
What, Bruce?
I picked Lomachenko to win, and it was better odds of Walter winning a decision. But I guess they figured that was just possible, that they would give you $1,700 if he could do it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, I don't necessarily use Vegas odds to predict my fights, but everybody thinks they're a genius, but I'll tell you straight up that the people in Vegas are smarter than us. I hate to admit it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I see it in lots. I gamble a lot. I bet lots of sports, and they're always like right on, man. Always. Like when you go over and under and shit.
Yeah, for football scores, it's like you're looking at there like how the fuck did they get within 1 point? You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Well, last night they had that fight. The over and under in that fight was 9 rounds, and it was stopped going into the 8th. So I mean, they were right there. And if he wouldn't have quit, I mean, it probably would have ended in the 9th round. So,
yeah, he was beating him up a lot.
You got to bet the underdogs. I picked Lomachenko to win the fight, but I couldn't bet on Lomachenko because you couldn't win no money. So,
that sucks. They froze you out. Hey, so who do you want to see him fight next, Bruce?
I would actually like to see Salido and Vargas fight, and then have Lomachenko fight the winner of that, because their last fight was a pretty good fight. And whoever would win, Lomachenko should fight, I think. Unless Manny's gonna, drop weight and give him that fight. I don't see that happening though. You guys think that'll happen?
Not likely. I don't think Manny's gonna be into cutting weight just to fight. I mean, if he wasn't gonna fight someone like Terrence Crawford, who I feel might be more, I don't know, either one's really dangerous, but if he's not gonna go down to fight Crawford, why would he go down for Lomachenko? He'd have to drop even more weight for someone who is arguably just as dangerous.
Yeah. Well, either way, it seems like Aram's like trying to feed Manny Pacquiao to his next star. It seems to me, because both of them guys roll with him, and that's like pretty much, it's always like three guys who's going to fight Manny. You know what I mean? Last time it was Crawford, Bradley, and Vargas.
But Bruce, it is. I mean, to hold on to, and he's not Anthony Joshua, but all it takes is one or two superstars for a promoter to make his money. I mean, look at Oscar De La Hoya is hanging on by a fucking thread just with Canelo. Look at the amount of money that Eddie Hearn is making with Anthony Joshua. And Bob Arum, like I've always said, is a great finder of talent, and he sees that in Vasyl Lomachenko. His personality may not be of such, but he's talented, man. You feel me where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah.
What's interesting to me, I seen him do an interview with Radio Raheem. We even played it here on the show, but then he's like using translators. I'm not understanding why he's not letting that English shine, because he did a magnificent job.
I think it's ego. A lot of it's ego. Sometimes you feel uncomfortable speaking broken English when you're extremely fluent in 4 or 5 languages. He'll get there hopefully one day, but I think a lot of it, again, is ego.
Bruce, let us get to some other callers here. We'll be back at you. Let us know when you're ready. Remember,
do you want the pieing now, or should I get more likes before the pieing? Because the pieing is ready to occur.
No, we need those 250 likes if they want to see this pie. Get out of here with that. We're going to go to the Milkman.
Hold on, Ness. Sorry, Milkman, but no, we have another boomeranger in the house, and we got to let the boomerang Patreon subscribers, they have a little bit more precedent around here. If you want that exclusive boomerang availability, go check out the Patreon page.
Hey, listen.
So, compa.
Without our patrons, we wouldn't even have this equipment to be doing this show from Florida. Compa, what's up?
What up, guys? Hey, man, like I said, it was a good fight by Lomachenko. And, man, I just want to see him continue to do what he's doing, man. Just fighting all these fights that, the fans want to see, and he's doing his thing. But, hey, shit, since they're talking about Pacquiao versus Lomachenko, fuck it, why not Lomachenko versus Crawford? Why not? What do you guys think?
I think that's a huge size disparity.
Hey, check it out. Hey, I still... No, I know. No, I'm just fucking around. But I still think that Thurman and Garcia, they have a better resume than Lomachenko. It's just HBO propaganda. Like, they're not gonna give the PBC fighters like shine. So they have to do what they gotta do. But that's it. Boxing Boys, have a good one.
Compa, thank you for calling in, my friend. Like always. Are we ready now, Steven? I don't want to jump the toes of probably Jose, who's out there too.
No, we're all good. The lines are clear for now.
Let's go, Milkman. It's on you.
Shit, why not?
Milkman, you dropping the ball.
Yo, Milkman, I want him to fight Salido only because of you, because I know how badly you want it. So just know that.
Joey G from Long Island. We're going to come back to the Milkman. Talk to us, Joey G.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to say I've been listening to the show since about 2013. I love the show. I usually save it, though, for my morning commute. But I was so hyped up I had a call last night. Sorry.
So has the high wore off? Actually, I think yesterday, were you a first-time caller yesterday?
Yes, sir. But I knew I was trying to keep it within that 1 minute. I didn't want to. I know it was an immediate reaction. I didn't want to, take up too much time. But yeah, it was a first-time call last night.
Ness, give him the honors.
Well, I'm not sure that we have that. I did get a new soundboard for this computer, but I don't think I have that sound bite. I'm gonna have to import it. But
I feel like Steven, the producer, is a great ring announcer. Steven?
Yeah, right.
I got it. No, I got it. Let's do it. I don't see any reason why not. He deserves a royal treatment. All right, man. Hey, Joe G, you ready from this?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Fighting out of the red corner from Suffolk County, New York, former 17 division champion, Joey G.
17 division.
Yo, 17 division, man. You're like a beast out there. Huh?
It's like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade.
Yo, he's like knocking them all out. But listen, Joey, look what I got for you, man, because I'm a hard worker and I love to please our listeners. So let's do that all over again.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Former 17 division champion from Suffolk County, Long Island, Joey G.
Joey, the clock has started. Tell us whatever you want about last night, Lomachenko Walters, or any of our topics.
I think MD touched on it a little bit. I understand what everybody's saying about getting your money's worth and whatnot, but I mean, as a big fan, as my favorite fighter, so I feel like I got my money's worth. And I also think MD even touched on it. He said, we should be happy with what we saw. So I also feel like, if Walters, I mean, he's in there. If he feels he's the one who's fighting this corner, if he felt he couldn't do anything, and if he could get, even though he wasn't hurt necessarily, if that's what he thought was where it was ending up, I mean, who are we to really make that choice,
Yeah, but if you notice that his corner went to work on his face like he was getting into the next round, so obviously they saw something or he said something that made them say no mas, right? It wasn't like sometimes you see where like a fighter, like in the case of Gennady Golovkin when he fought Curtis Stevens, like when he went into the corner after that last round, it's like he wasn't letting him. I think that was Andre Rozier, right? He wasn't letting him get back in that ring, walking into that corner because he got his ass whooped so badly. This wasn't the case, in my opinion.
No, yeah, you're right. But I think Walters, I think he just, I mean, I even said it. I know I said it I mentioned it last night. I mean, I don't care about taking credit. I'm 100%. I said to my son, I was watching the fight with my son, I said, he's going to quit any time now. I just felt it. It was, and boom, about 10 seconds later, waving his arms, he was just too much for him. And Walters just looked, I don't know, like he just wasn't there. I mean, I don't really give Walters that much credit in general. I mean, he beat Donaire, but Donaire doesn't rank that too high on my list. But so that's kind of what I expected. And if he didn't quit, I was calling an 8th round stoppage because I was there live when he beat Martinez.
Caller, how old's your son? Is he young? Is he
Yeah, he's 5 years old.
But was he enjoying the fight? Like that's the thing. Like I don't have any kids. I'm obviously much younger than you, but
yeah, he likes Lomachenko too. He because he obviously doesn't understand the technical points of boxing, but he'll say things like, how did he do that? And he's the only guy. We watch a lot of boxing. He's the only one who says that for. Lomachenko will be on the other side of you, behind you, punching you in your ribs, and he's just he gets a kick out of that. He's just got something about him, man. When it comes to the eye test, I put him definitely top 5. I mean, as far as technique and skill, I could easily say number 1, but with respect to all the other guys, I know that's not fair. But as far as him fighting Pacquiao, I think he beats Pacquiao. I think it'll be a good fight if it happens, but I think Crawford deserves that fight first. I mean, he should have that. He should have the option before giving it to Lomachenko, based purely on resume.
Cut it.
Yo, Joe G, that was perfect timing. Sorry to cut you off. We know that you're a recent activator of the pressing one. And we like that around here. But we do have to get some other callers. And this person must really want to talk because he called it from 2 separate phones. Fight Doctor, is that you?
Fight Doctor in the house. I'm on Rick James status. How you doing, gentlemen?
Fight Doc, what up? Long time no hear.
What's going on?
No, Fight Doctor, I'm so happy to hear your voice.
I wonder what's he gonna say now.
The caveman did his work.
I gotta tell it like it is. And once again, Boxing MD proves that he doesn't know shit about boxing. What the hell is it about Anthony Joshua that anybody who would beat him should deserve to be top 3 pound for pound? Listen, Boxing MUD, answer me this question.
Did you hear the context in which I said that?
Anthony
I go, Vladimir Klitschko proves that he still was where he was prior to losing to Tyson Fury by knocking out an up-and-coming heavyweight who apparently you don't give a fuck about in Anthony Joshua. I think that he would be top 5 pound for pound.
Okay.
Is that an uneducated statement to make, or am I a retard?
That anybody who would beat him would be top 3 pound for pound. If Deontay Wilder, who isn't coming off a loss, if he beat Anthony Joshua, would you put Deontay Wilder in the top 3 pound for pound?
Yes. Fuck yeah. If Deontay Wilder starts beating some of these top heavyweights, he'll be up there, but he hasn't done it yet. His best win is fucking Bermain Stavern. Let's not fuck around, Fight Doctor. You have an MD too, you know?
Listen, I don't know where your logic is coming from, but obviously it's twisted and contorted. And
My logic is coming from reasonable views. And you're calling into this show where you saw a fucking European fighter who you never give credit to put on a masterclass performance, one that we hardly see, and you call in to hate on fucking Vladimir Klitschko. Do you realize what the fuck how you sound like?
Wait a minute. I picked Lomachenko to win the fight, and you have the tweets to prove it. So right now, you need to use this opportunity.
I don't know if I follow you on Twitter, so probably not.
And I tweeted you, and you have the tweets to prove it. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Look, we saw what we saw last night, and I'm not hating on Lomachenko. I've been on this program praising Lomachenko before. Okay, so right now you need to take the opportunity to shut up and explain to the listening audience how in the hell does Vladimir Klitschko get to be top 3 pound for pound for beating an unproven, untested, nobody paper belt holder? Explain, please.
But no. Nestor, I can speak for myself.
Hey, wait. When did you say this? Did you say that
a while ago? We were talking about.
Come on, man. So you're really gonna waste your 3? Wait. Come on, Fight Doctor.
30 seconds. Let him rant.
Yo, but you wasted 3 minutes to talk about a topic that's not even on today's show.
Listen, at the end of the day,
were you impressed last night? Yes or no? That's all I need to know, because it will make me feel happy if you were impressed.
And it's trying to deceive the listening audience. Fight Doctor comes to the rescue, okay, to clean this shit up, okay? Let's clean this shit up, gentlemen. Beating Anthony Joshua does not put Vladimir Klitschko.
Hold on, Stephen. Fight Doctor, could you tell me, does Lomachenko deserve to be top 10 pound for pound?
If we're talking eye test, yes. If we're talking resume, no, not yet. But now, do I think listen, the quick way for him to get top 5, possibly top 3 pound for pound, go to 140, beat Terrence Crawford. If he goes to 140, beat Terrence Crawford, I think he has an.
Wait, we're asking him to jump 10 pounds. Come on. Jumping 10 pounds.
You probably already have Terrence Crawford top 10 pound for pound list, so he has to make for him. Wait 1 second. For him to be vindicated by you, he has to make fucking miracles happen. It seems like, because if he beats Terrence Crawford, he's the best fighter on earth, in my opinion, because he's jumping up 2 more weight classes to beat the best guy at 140. Do you hear how fucking ridiculous you sound?
Well, isn't that what I just said? Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that the guy has an argument for being pound for pound number 1 if he goes up to 140 and beats Terrence Crawford? I just said that. So,
yeah, number 1. But Nestor, he just asked you top 10. But again, to your initial question that had nothing to do with the topic, I will answer this, right? All I said was that Vladimir Klitschko, before he lost to Tyson Fury, was top 5 pound for pound. He lost to Tyson Fury. Now, if he beats Anthony Joshua, shut up, fight doctor, shut the fuck up, okay? If he goes back and beats Anthony Joshua, who is not proven but is a up and comer.
I've never seen a list, a pound list. Vladimir Klitschko top 5. That's ridiculous.
You've never seen it? You've never seen one, huh? You've never seen one. I've seen Vladimir Klitschko as high as 1.
MD, listen, drop that. He was past his time. We chose to keep him on to answer the pound for pound question. We cannot talk about Vladimir Klitschko.
No, but Ness, we'll move on. We won't talk about it the rest of the show. Ness, let me answer my question. Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
It's not a topic on this show. There are people
correct
to talk about Lomachenko who look phenomenal. That's what we should be talking about. Vladimir Klitschko is out with an injury.
He just wants to hit. He just wants to hit on the white European heavyweight, and we fucking know this, and that's okay. And I'm the one who says that. So, you guys can call me racist for saying that.
Santiago.
Hold on. I love Santiago. Santiago's my brother. But before we go to him, we got to go back to Milkman. We got to try to get back to him. Milkman, are you there? Do we got milk? Hello. Oh, well, don't say I didn't try, brother. Now let's go back out to Santiago then. Santiago.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello.
We hear you.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, what else is to say on today's topic of the show? Lomachenko made a guy who most of us thought would be a good fight for him look average to mediocre at best, and I am looking forward to seeing him. For right now, take an interim fight. I think a good interim fight for him would be to take the rematch with Salido, while Vargas gets a fight under his belt, because his last fight was like in March, I believe. So, let's let him get a fight under his belt, let Lomachenko stay busy, and then maybe have them meet up, for a unification bout.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, can I ask Santiago, can I ask you something?
Well, let's stick to the topic, Santiago. Do you see him pound for pound?
Yes, but at the bottom rung for right now, because he does only have 7 fights.
And as far as that Vargas fight, do you feel Bob Arum is going about it appropriately by already saying that De La Hoya wouldn't dare put Vargas in the ring with Lomachenko?
Honestly, I don't really have much of an opinion regarding that whole thing, because at this point, like I was telling you guys at the immediate reaction show, I do feel that Lomachenko does need to take a few interim fights right now so he doesn't burn himself out. That was the argument Angel made for Danny when he fought Herrera. And so, because we don't want Lomachenko to come and go so fast. We want to enjoy him. So like I said, a good interim fight for Lomachenko would be to take the rematch with Salido, beat him, avenge his loss, let Vargas, get a fight or two under his belt, get rid of that ring rust, and then we'll have ourselves a fight to look forward to.
And do you feel like Tony Bellew has a chance against David Haye? That's the most important question of the night.
Santiago?
Oh, is that a question?
I mean, I put a, yeah.
Kind of more like a statement.
Yeah, right. Well, Santiago, we're going to get to some other callers, man. Thank you for calling in.
Should it be pie time, or is it not enough likes?
Let me see. Where we at? Where we at with the likes? Do you guys want to see?
I last saw it at 155.
No, wait, look, there's way more than
at 200. At 200, I will be pied.
Yo,
that's it.
There's more than 156 people watching this program. If they definitely want to see you get pied, they know what to do. We're looking for these thumbs up buttons. Listen, let me get out to the Skype machine. My good man Alex, I believe, has to go to work. Right, Alex? Go. Alex on Skype. Any day now.
Yo, hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, my phone's about to die. Thanks for getting to me. But I'll be real quick, because I find this amazing, actually, because I usually disagree with MD and agree with Ness probably about 99% of the time. And in this case, I definitely agree with MD and definitely disagree with Ness. So what it is basically, I want to sum this up. When you were arguing about pound for pound, you guys were going through the list, and then one of the names you dropped was Carl Frampton. And then when both of them said no, you were shocked that they said no. Now, the funny thing is, both Lomachenko and Carl Frampton are right around the same weight class. So let's just say they even fought at a catch weight of 128 Ness. Who do you think would win, Lomachenko or Carl Frampton? Both being champions right now in their current divisions.
Well, I don't
You'd
really
probably
think
go with Lomachenko, I'm guessing.
I don't really think that has anything to do with.
But it does. It's pound for
Carl
pound.
Frampton has
saying,
done.
Sorry?
I didn't pick. I said I don't really think it has anything to do with what Carl Frampton has done, and I didn't pick Carl Frampton to beat Leo. So that was super.
Yes, but in saying that, it's like you said at the start of that topic. You said, "What is pound for pound?" It's a mixture between the eye test and the resume. So if we're mixing the eye test and the resume, obviously Lomachenko's only got 8 fights. But can you look at what he's accomplished in 8 fights? Who else has accomplished that? When Deontay Wilder started out, when Anthony Joshua started out, did they fight 2 world champions in 8 fights? Or more than 2 world champions at the moment? But no, they didn't. And judging by the eye test, you can see he's extremely, extremely talented. I'm the one that made the on-demand show for him specifically, Lomachenko, because I'm so high on him. And I think he's starting to prove himself. I really think he's starting to prove himself. And I just believe that you have to, I think if you do not put him on your pound for pound list, I think you are either do not know enough about boxing or disingenuous with your beliefs, because there's no way in hell you could pick 9 people in front of him that you would, if they were in the same weight division, you would favor against him. I don't think there's 10 people in
Caller, only
weight.
Listen, caller, the only argument to be made that you don't have him in the top 10 pound for pound is if you only look at resume. That's it. If you only look at, and that's not what I do.
Believe my point. So when you
agree 100% with everything you said.
When you compile a list of pound for pound, you got to think 10 people irrelevant of weight. Who would you put in there, and who do you think would win against each other, irrelevant of weight? Number Ward has to go to Ward. He has the eye test. He's proven himself multiple times. And I think purely based on eye test, purely based on that, Lomachenko's top 5 for me, easily. And he will prove it in the future, but that's my call.
All right, Alex, great call.
Except the Ward #1 pound for pound. I don't know how you get off that after losing against Kovalev. But
hey, what happened? Did nobody call in to make official picks? Because no one's called in for any crow. This is why I got to be doing a list. It's my fault I wasn't here for the pick'em show. But
what's happening, man? They're not going to be honest. We're
and
going to go
I hate to bring up technical shit, but like, why your camera's not working? Why is the only one that's working?
Who?
Me. You guys' cameras aren't on.
I'm purposely turning my camera
okay, perfect.
off.
All right, my bad.
Stretching weird angles.
Yeah, and so am I. I'm keeping a thumbnail going through callers. It's just
I'm
more
just
feeling than my backdrop at the moment.
Sometimes I get my yoga in during the show, and I don't want everyone to see.
I'm just fearing this pie being hit in my face. But
exactly, we don't want to distract from you.
No. They want you to be pie, definitely, because the likes are slowly moving up, but we're only at 176. We definitely need those 250 if you want to see MD get the good old pie in his face. We got to get the J Will. J Will, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good?
The clock has started. You're a go.
All right. Yeah, man, with the Lomachenko fight, man, I just think, man, he's I mean, with the last caller pretty much said it all. I mean, it's the mixture between the two, the eye test plus resume. To me, he makes my top 10 definitely. If you put the both together. Now, I just got a couple of questions, man, because on the small guys, I'm really not that much of a hardcore. But how much does Regan down weigh?
122.
So they can never fight.
Not unless Rigo's going to take a catch weight, which he tried, but didn't want to go high enough. And that was when Lomachenko was at 26. So it's probably not going to happen unless, again, Rigo dares to be great and moves up that many pounds.
Unfortunately, when there's high wind warnings, Gamma Rigondeaux fits in the category in which he needs to stay indoors.
And he's proven that. He's giving you that impression based off what, MD?
His size.
But
He's
when
small.
has he proven that he'd rather stay indoors? Like, I mean, was that some sort of
Well,
metaphor for him fighting people? Because I haven't heard.
No, like you never heard of when there's high. I mean, I live in Florida, right? And when there's high wind advisories,
So you were trying to make some sort of metaphor as if he backed down from a fight or something.
no, he's much. The point I'm trying to make is that Guillermo Rigondeaux was very small.
Oh, okay. Because I remember that there was some negotiations with him, and people were kind of putting the blame on him, and some were putting the blame on Walters. And it's always like that with negotiations. We don't get all the details, so I didn't know if you were hinting at that. But Jay Will, we're definitely call jacking you.
No, you got. No, what about Carl Frampton though?
What about him? 122. Well,
Same
actually, he
question.
moved up. He moved up to 126 to fight Santa Cruz, right? MD, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but in color, it's a reasonable fight. But based on what you saw of Lomachenko, do you think that Carl Frampton has a chance to beat him?
Hey, man, he has some good time, and you just don't know. Counterpunchers, counterpuncher is what did Pacquiao win. And remember, people compare Lomachenko to Pacquiao with that in and out fast. Yeah.
Carl Frampton is tiny too. He's 5'5". Lomachenko is legitimately 5'7", 5'8".
I hear you.
I just got one last question real quick. I guess what would be Lomachenko's, big name opportunity that's in his weight division that could solidify him being a top 5 pound for pound?
I think it's a one weight class above, and that name is Mikey Garcia. I think if he beats Mikey Garcia, he's a Hall of Famer at this point already.
I don't know, man. I think that's a little unfair for like a guy like Robert Easter, who's actually a champion in that division.
Robert Easter?
Well, I mean, Mikey
relax.
Years, bro. Like, you're just giving him this status for what? For looking.
Mikey Garcia wins his next fight, he would be a amazing win on Vasyl Lomachenko's resume if he moves up and beats him.
I think that the featherweight division itself is pretty. I think the featherweight division itself is pretty deep, and if you give some of these younger guys to grow, maybe develop a bigger a name and build their own resumes, and then when you see them step up to the 130 division, I think that's when he'll get his big name fight. Like if like a Lee Selby is able to carry up to 130, okay, or Oscar Valdez. If Oscar Valdez just keeps cleaning up in featherweight and he emerges as a top featherweight, if he goes up in weight after that, because he's still young, he could still grow. Lomachenko. Let me see. I think BoxRec is listing Lomachenko as 28 years old. He's not going to be growing much more. I think he'd get to 135 tops. So you give someone like who's young, like Oscar Valdez, he could be the guy.
Oscar Valdez. Yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from. He's a prospect at this point, but he obviously looks the goods. There's good fighters. You just gotta wait. You gotta wait for a star to develop and then go. There's good fighters down there, and like Ness says, it's like
still haven't seen Lomachenko take a punch either. Like, yeah, he's defensively sound, and his offense is really his defense, right? But at the end of the day, he's got to be able to take a punch.
Was it Nelta that called in last night and said that he saw Lomachenko get clipped with a bunch of left hook counters from Walters? I saw it at least once or twice. Walters, I mean, I know we've been talking about his right hand power, but he ate some good left hooks from Walters and seemed to be okay.
What you can't see, you can't hit.
Well, all right, Jay. Well, I want to thank you obviously for calling in. We're gonna get to Antonio in Albany. Talk to him.
We're only 12 likes away from me getting cream pied on camera.
12. Let me double check that. No. We're far more from 12. We need 250. What's up, Antonio?
Steven, Ness, what's going on, guys? What's going on? But y'all, I just want to say, man, that the pound for pound talk is pointless at this moment. We can't really get mad at anybody, especially MD, for having Lomachenko at number 7. The pound for pound rankings are different across the board, whether it's ESPN, the Ring Magazine, wherever else they have it on. We can't get mad. Everything is all opinionated. So, I mean, I respect his opinion, and I do have Lomachenko in my top 10 pound for pound list. So, but as far as the fight last night, I was going for Lomachenko. He looked like a star. He looked like a superstar, that is, last night. And I just feel like he has some Manny Pacquiao in him, especially with him, like, with his movement, jumping up and down, sideways here and there. Like, I don't think nobody at 130 to 135 could beat this guy. And my last
better defense, though, even, right?
In a way, yeah, he's more slicker than Manny Pacquiao. And it's, you know, he's a superstar already.
But like, did you see like the crazy things that Lomachenko does? The little things is like even when he lets his hands go, the way he puts his hands in position and the way he tucks his chin, he's always defensively responsible. Which is why I disagree with what Noto was saying that he gets hit a lot.
And Walters, oh yeah, and I've heard Noto. I think he caught the election. He was real mad at something. He just doesn't like Lomachenko. But before I go.
Hipster. He doesn't like when everybody's getting on the train. He's like a contrarian. Smart kid knows his boxing, but he definitely is a contrarian, in my opinion.
Yeah. So okay, before I let you go, my top 5 people that I would like to see Lomachenko fight next. And honestly, I know you guys might think, you know, it's pointless, but I really want him to fight like a slick fighter at 130. And the only slick fighter I see at 130 is Tevin Farmer. I know he started out bad, but he's getting good in each fight. I would like to see a fight with him, or even the winner of Jose Pedraza and what's the other guy dude? Pedraza. He's gonna fight who's Fool's Boy? The winner. Of
Gervonta Davis.
Gervonta.
Yeah. So I mean, he can fight anybody in the top 5 next. I just hope he doesn't move up and fight guys like Terry Flanagan, even though I think he will beat him. Even guys like Jorge Linares at 135, I think he will beat him. But Lomachenko, man, he's a star in the making, and man, I can't stop watching him. That's my quote.
All right, Antonio, thank you for calling in. We're gonna go to. We have a boomerang up. We got to look for him here. Here we go. Jose, Canada, TBV's 3-belt holding champion, the WBO, the Ring Magazine, and the WBC champion, Jose from Canada.
The first ever 3-belt unified champion.
Instagram, you want to see him holding all that gold.
Jose, your prime minister's taking L's this weekend.
Oh, come on.
Hey, man. It doesn't matter. You know what? At least he'll take an L and he could admit it. Not like you who keeps dodging your pies. I don't give a shit about 225 a thumbs up. You got to take that pie.
All right, Jose, I do respect. I'll take it after your call, okay? After this call, I will be pied, okay? Does that sound good?
All right. Hey.
Nah. We're almost there. We're at 195. We got to get there.
No such thing. He's got to take it. Okay, yo, and then one other thing I want to talk about. I heard the show yesterday night about Walters giving up, and you know what? It happens with a lot of boxers. Whatever reason they choose to duck out, they do. But this is why I said what Ward did was so impressive, because he had every reason to duck out, and he didn't do it. So the same way we shit on people for being pussies and taking the easy way out, we also got to commend, like, when guys actually fight, and they go all the way. And Ward was willing to go out on his shield, man. And when you saw the fight yesterday, I don't know if it was round 10, when Kovalev took a swing at him and missed him by like half an inch. If that would have connected, that was Ward out. But he had the guts, and he gave us boxing fans what we wanted to see, which was a pound-for-pound unification fight, and he didn't give up.
Jose, I agree with you 100% for the record. I agree with everything you're saying. Doesn't mean I thought he won the fight. I agree 100%.
All right, cool. And you know what, man? I think maybe with Lomachenko, it's hard to look at him and not agree that the guy looks magical, man. Like, who knows what he's going to be capable of? But unfortunately, he might be a little bit on the small side. He's got to go up to 140 or 147, guys. I've said this before. Maybe it's my casual blood in me, but no one gives a shit about a guy who weighs 130 pounds, man. That's just the truth. I know you guys, you boxing hipsters, can paint it any way you want, but if he's not in the light or the welterweight, man, no one's really going to care. So that's my call, and maybe I'll call back later, boys. Have a good one, and happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Peace.
Jose, great call, my friend. Thank you for calling in. As always, thank you for being a boomerang on Patreon to get you that status, that bringing it back status as a caller. We're going to go to Alex.
No. Ness, because you, like you just mentioned, the boomerang, the bringing it back. Next isn't Alex Lemon. We got to bring someone back. Compa de Los Angeles, one of our other boomerangers, he's back in the queue. He pressed one. So we're going to go to him again. Compa,
what's going on,
hey,
brother?
What's up? Hey, what up? Hey, good looking out, guys. Now, hey, man, I forgot to tell MD. Hey, how did he score the Kovalev Ward fight? Hello.
MD.
Hello.
Is he there? Where is he?
Looks like MD.
Getting the pie ready, compa.
Yeah, he had to go get the pie ready. We'll ask him
Ready.
from.
So head on over to YouTube because we're gonna be doing this pie bet. You know he.
What do you want? Was I?
Oh, this guy's naked already.
Oh man!
If I try to, I don't want.
Is this a pie bet or a strip show?
Okay.
Was cream pie the exact words in the contract?
Cream pie, yeah.
Superman S
Okay,
hanging from
ready?
the front right there. He's looking like Henry Cavill or something.
Okay. Come with the fucking pie. Here's the pie.
We just dropped compa and Mike. I mean, no, that was Milk.
Here, I have to protect this very expensive the boxing voice box drop. Okay.
That's right.
Go ahead and cream pie me.
Oh, that's a big pie. Oh.
Wow. That one was loud.
His word, man of his word.
Does that satisfy you?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm satisfied.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Seemed really enjoyed to do that to you. Seemed like she's been waiting.
Yeah, she was.
All right.
She wanted.
She was like, I don't need the pie. I'll do it barehanded. It'll work just the same.
Pick Ward, and she's like, "Yo, you deserve that pie for not picking."
No, just sit down for a second.
Yeah, put some whipped cream on your hand and go back for round 2.
Could you bring on Bruce? I believe Bruce might be ready as well. No, am I wrong about that? So I could get on.
I'm looking for Bruce. I see Bruce in the queue, but he did not press 1.
I'm gonna go to Larry, and we got to go back to Jay Will. He never spoke up. Larry from San Francisco, talk to me.
Big ups to the Boxing Voice. What's going on, y'all? Glad to be back on. Big ups to Vasyl Lomachenko for yet another dominating performance in the 130-pound division. I called in and predicted a wide, unanimous decision victory for Lomachenko, but I should probably eat some crow for that because it was actually a humiliating stoppage victory by Lomachenko. I think anybody who doesn't have him in their pound for pound right now, if it's because your criteria doesn't allow for it, then amen. But if you're just sleeping on him or hating on him or don't want to give props to Lomachenko because he's Lomachenko, that's a problem, and I hope you get some help with that there. Vasyl Lomachenko, 2016 Fighter of the Year for 2 unquestionable dominating performances against 2 top 10 opponents. Big ups to the Boxing Voice. I'm out.
All right, Larry. You heard what he said. 2 top 10 opponents, right?
I like that though, because this is a time of the year where you guys start thinking about that. Who else would be our front runner? Because when people get these big spectacular victories towards the end of the year, it skews everyone's vision.
Yeah,
right now, he might be a viable option for fighter of the year.
All right, but his 2 top 10s, right? Weren't Carl Frampton's 2 top 10s higher up on the top 10?
I'm not saying he's not also a competitor for it. He's also in the running.
Disrespectful to disregard those guys that have done so much. Let's get out to Skype, man. We've been neglecting our Skype family over here. All right, so there's a few people we got to get to. And Stuart, you're not going to like it, but this is the way that the cookie crumbles. We got to get to Joey from New Zealand first. He is Patreon. Talk to us, Joey.
Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, man, I absolutely love how Loma looked the other night. I'll tell you guys what, this is like kind of
Joey, get off the speakerphone. You're killing us right now. You sound like you're in a closet. Are you on punishment or something? Now he gives us the dead silence.
I'm here.
All
Can
right.
you not hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you loud and clear. Talk to us.
All right, that's good. So I was watching the fight with a bunch of people yesterday that had never ever watched boxing before, and they were like they were really keen to see Loma again. Like they were like amazed, like they'd never ever seen anything like that before. And like considering like how boxing's been lately, like in regards to new people coming into the sport and stuff, like I thought that's pretty awesome. Like I've never heard anyone talk about boxing like that is like new to the sport. What do you guys think about that?
You know, my mind is kind of caught up in Lou DiBella, the promoter. I'm sorry, but it's right on topic with what we're talking about. And I'm liking it. It's like, stop with this Lomachenko made him quit narrative. He was in with someone who walked in defeated. Not Loma's fault, but keep it real. Damn, where's MD when you need him to defend Lomachenko here? Sounds like,
Dude, I'll defend Lomachenko. No way, man. I stick to what I said earlier. Lomachenko mentally defeated Walters first. It was the only way that it was the only reason why Walters quit. Walter didn't quit, like you said, because he was banged up and busted up and bleeding. He quit because there was nothing he could do. He had no answers. He lost faith in his own ability to hurt another person. That was his biggest asset. His main weapon was his knockout power, and he took out his faith in that. If you go back and you hear about those old fighters like Rocky Marciano, they always believed in their power, especially in those late rounds when they're losing every minute of every round. The Mickey Wars, all those power punchers, they never let go of the belief in their power. Walters did that. It's not easy to do that to a young.
I think as well, like, if you look at the first 2 rounds, like Walters was like, he wasn't like, yeah, he wasn't like on top of things, but I mean, like, he didn't look like he shouldn't have been in the ring with Lomachenko. Like, the first 2 rounds, you know, they were decently close. I mean, Loma was kind of doing his thing and feeling him out, but you know, if it's you know, a defeated fighter that walks in the ring, he's not gonna, you know, he's just gonna go in there and get blasted out straight away. You know, like, he's not gonna even be able to put, like, Walters still looked like a really skilled fighter in those first 2 rounds.
Joey, your time's come to an end. KVT, talk to us. Patreon.
Hey, brother, sorry, I'm just listening today.
All right. Stuart, you're up.
What's happening, Nez?
What's happening, brother? Happy to hear you, man. It's been a while, but I figured you call in with Lomachenko looking as sweet as he did.
Yeah, he did look sweet, and that's what I want to talk about this fight. I mean, a lot of people got this conspiracy theory that Walters threw the fight and so on and so on. I think the problem was with Walters. I think the problem is with Walters, he's a big puncher, and like a lot of big punchers, they're good giving punishment out, but when they're taking it, their heart goes. And I just think with Walters, early on in the fight, when Lomachenko weren't really doing a lot, he couldn't even connect with Loma. He was getting frustrated. He was trying to sit in the pocket. He was getting beat in the pocket. He was getting beat at range. And I think as Lomachenko stepped up the gears, you could see, I mean, by the end of round 3, I looked at Walter's face and I thought, he doesn't want it. He wants out of here. And I think he could have saved himself a Jeff Lacey beating. I honestly think, because after that 6th round, Walters was looking hurt. I don't care what anyone says. He was taking a lot of shots. His mind, mentally, he was gone. He thought, I can't beat this guy. And when you're mentally gone, you're not going to win fights at world-class level against a fighter like Lomachenko, who was just magical to watch. But I'm not going to sit here and suck Lomachenko off. But I'm going to tell you, Walters, he realised after, say, a round or 2 that he just couldn't win that fight. And Lomachenko just slowly took his heart from him. And I think he saved himself a Jeff Lacey beating, and he never would have been the same fighter. So I think that's what it's down to. I don't think there's any fix.
Stu, yo, it's MD. Do you think you spent too much time in Panama chasing skirt? That's what I was thinking. Like, he didn't show he didn't even show one thing that he learned or studied tape or done anything to you know, study Lomachenko to show that he was competitive with him. Like, what the fuck was he doing in there?
Yeah, but it's easier said than done, studying Lomachenko and carrying out a game plan. It's like a lot of fighters, you don't realize how good they are until you go in there. Like Floyd Mayweather, a lot of big punchers think they can go in there, get Floyd on the ropes, and do a job on him. It's only when they get in there realize they're hitting thin air, and it takes their heart from them. And big punches, if you can survive 5 or 6 rounds, you've got their number.
But Stu, but here's the thing, right? I feel like you're being a little too easy on Lomachenko, because even Canelo, who the same thing happened to when he fought Floyd, he was embarrassed, he was outclassed, he was masterclassed. He still stood 12 rounds in there. He decided he could have gotten off the stool and said, I can't land a big punch on Floyd Mayweather. I'm not beating him. but he did his job as a professional athlete and he finished the fucking fight. Nicholas Walters did not do that.
Yeah, well, that round 6, he was taking a lot of punishment. And a lot of people say about Roberto Duran, it was a similar thing. The difference is Roberto Duran took no shots at all. He just couldn't get near Figueiredo. There's a lot of difference.
Stewie, you only get 3 minutes. You know how we do. It's time to get to Taino. Talk to us.
They're getting cream pie sucks.
Yeah, you should have waited till you got that 50 more thumbs up. Taino, you gonna drop the ball or what, my friend? Taino. And we're going with Scorsese.
Okay, I'm not gonna be rude here, but MD, bro, I got this one. If you don't mind, bro, like I got
Be
this
specific
by myself,
to
if
him.
you don't mind.
What he means is he would like you not to interrupt his 3-minute call, MD.
I watched this fight long enough, and first of all, I want to say, Top Rank made their best fight turn into a shit show. Bad job by them. You don't put your best fight on with a guy coming off a layoff, robbing his confidence in the draw.
Who'd you pick? Sorry to interrupt. Who'd you pick?
Please, bro.
Who'd you pick?
Please. I didn't call nobody. Please, MD.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, Scorsese. I paused your time. You're at 241. No sweater. MD. He specifically asked you not to interrupt. Come on, you have to show some restraint.
But I just want to know who he picked for context.
Respect his wishes.
But Ness, let's pause the time. Can you ask him who he picked? Because I know he picked Nicholas Walters. He would answer the question.
Hard, MD.
Okay.
Dig deep, baby. Dig deep. It's not hard. Give him his time, man. Respect that. He asked for that. Go.
MD, I'm going to explain all of that. But give me some time, bro. Al Heyman could not put this on with Sean Porter and Keith Thurman on national TV, putting on that kind of shit. A guy going in there and quitting, and a guy not being active and having that excuse to fall back on, and it to be okay with, especially being that best fight that he has per division. But the layoff, I tried to look past it, and I try to be a good boxing fan. Say, you know what, I'm gonna be positive because this is a great fight. I'm gonna be positive. I said, you know what, the pressure fighter, he shouldn't need that much of a lot of fights. He know what he got to do. He got to come forward. But my casual or hardcore mind is not a boxer, so I didn't take into account that he would probably shoot his load and be tired as shit if he went out there.
Serve him the crow. Serve him the crow.
MD, can you wait, bro? Please, man. I don't have no problem taking my crow. It's nothing. I'm about to respect Lomachenko. But anyways, this dude could not come forward and put in his best effort, because this guy sit up here, he left him out the ring. We can't appreciate promoters that do that and then get mad at other promoters who don't give Vinus a fight after they giving Vinus chance after chance after chance. Please give me my crow, please. Right. How much time do I have? How much time I got?
150.
You have 50 seconds. 50 seconds.
115.
Producer said 50, brother, and that's already counting down.
Okay, cool. But anyways, to be the number 1 pound for pound, he doesn't have to go nowhere. He fights his division. If he fights better fighters than Crawford does, these pound for pound rankings are up for grab. There's no Floyd, there's no Manny that's just stuck in there. If he's not fighting Molinas, then hell, he's gonna outdo Crawford. But he has to keep winning. Shame on the promoters. Shame on Walters not being prepared. But like I said, man, you got to get your fighters in the ring, and we should be looking at the promoters saying, how do you let Nicholas Walters go by the side? That just don't make no sense to me. And they ain't gonna do nothing but use him even more as an opponent and get him beat up on. And he may not
cut it. Skirt. I'm sorry, like how dumb, and this is, I'm sorry, you know what, like this is, you know, at least my role on the show, like, or anybody's role on the show, like, I'm not dumb. I'm not going to let this caller get off his bullshit. Like, why do you have to go your lengths to try to discredit Vasyl Lomachenko's win by saying, oh, he wasn't fighting for a year. He had, you know, Bob Arum, shame on Bob Arum. Shame on fucking Nicholas Walters for not showing up to fight. That's all you have to blame. He doesn't need a fucking tune-up fight. It would have been the same fucking thing. He just is not as good as Vasyl Lomachenko. That's it.
Yo, do you guys remember when Brandon Rios was on the show and he was talking about how he wasn't happy with his management and promotion?
That's
to how
exactly
he
what
was gonna,
Scorsese's talking about, not being hit fights.
and he ended up kind of quitting in the ring against Bradley.
But I am with MD on this one. I don't want to hear that you didn't have a fight because you did have ample time to get ready and you took the fight. So if you took the fight with the pretenses that you weren't going to win anyway, then you robbed me as a boxing fan. That being said, MD, I would prefer if you do it this way. Let him get his off, especially if they're asking for that. Come on. Let me all right, so the good churchman isn't ready. We're going to go to Dwayne in Rochester. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up?
Another day, another podcast.
Hey, I had like 5 people over my house yesterday watching the fight, and these are guys that only watches UFC. So, I had them come over to watch the fight, and I wanted to know what they thought of Lomachenko. And after the fight was over, after they were shocked by Walters quitting, they was just amazed how good this guy was, Lomachenko. They just was talking about his defense, his footwork, and they were just amazed how good he was, and they just wanted to know when the next time he was fighting. So that's right there should tell you how good this guy is. If people never saw him before and they're just now seeing him, and these guys never watched, they watched boxing before, but they're in the UFC, and they just see the eye test of how good this guy is. That should tell you something right there. I was impressed by him. I was shocked by Walters. I couldn't believe it. And I'm looking at my pound for pound list. I don't know. I can't put him in the pound for pound right now, but in the future, definitely. I got him in the pound for pound list. But I was impressed. My friends were impressed. They can't wait to see him again. So, yeah, that's all I got to say, bro.
Well, thank you for making it short and sweet, but definitely right and direct, man. Listen, this is exactly what we need as boxing fans, is to have someone that we can invite over the house to, impress our fans, right? Because look, my brother's in the next room, man, and he and my dad watched the Andre Ward fight, and unfortunately, they picked it for Kovalev. So they were not happy because the first thing out their mouth was, man, this is what always happens. That's why I don't watch boxing. So kind of sucks. Enrique, you obviously didn't see the signs in the chat. So that being said, here goes Enrique Church.
Hello. Boxing MD. Yeah, the curl, push it back a little bit, please. It's kind of distracting.
That's the Superman curl.
He got the little curl hanging there like Richie Valens. But nah, it's cute. If you want to hear that, it's cute. All right.
Hairline's a little better than yours. I feel you.
The hairline. All right, cool. It's all good. But nah, I watched the fight a second time. I was going for Nicholas Walters. I didn't do enough research to say, yo, he should be Lomachenko. That is, he should be fighting Manny Pacquiao next. But I'm the division, man. The division is what is killing me. Like I wouldn't mind seeing like a name like there's a lot of noise in my background, like Adrian Broner, and you might like mush me for that. Like, yo, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, because that's 2 divisions above, man. That's how you do this.
So, but then, Manny Pacquiao, isn't he like a 245 guy? 247?
147.
140. I'm sorry, 147, 140. Right? So
147, and when there was talks about that fight, they were gonna meet at a catch weight of like 138. Yeah, because Lomachenko said he couldn't even do that because he walks around at 138. I mean, yesterday he was weighing 136, I believe, right?
Right.
Yeah, what if he went up and beat Jorge Linares casual? Is Jorge Linares a big name for you? Because he's been around lightweight. Nah, he's been around lightweight division for a while.
That's like my neighbor or like some guy down the street. I don't know him.
I need a gunshot right now, and I don't have it.
My heart is broken though. I was a Nicholas Walters guy. Everybody who chose Lomachenko, which was mostly like 50% of the people who made predictions on Thursday's show, congratulations to you. You do not eat crow. I ate crow. I'm a Nicholas Walters guy, and Nestor is too. You know what I'm saying?
I ate my crow already.
You ate your crow? Okay, I was just making sure. Crow with gravy, and yeah.
You want some?
Yeah, give me my crow. And the boxing MD took a pie to the face for Kovalev. So applaud him and thumbs up that. This is the Boxing Voice. We are that show, man. You make sure that you tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your mother to tell her friend and her boyfriend if she has one, or her husband to
Tell everybody then.
Yeah, tell everybody, 425-569-5241. I don't know shit about boxing. I only know Floyd Mayweather. I only know Mike Tyson. I only know who else?
Not very many, apparently.
Quigs.
You know Deontay
Quiggles.
Wilder.
I know Deontay Wilder.
And you know him personally.
Who's the other guy that Carl Frampton beat? What's his name? Quiggles?
Got Quig.
No, Quiggies.
Quiggy.
Quiggy.
That's Quiggington.
Yo, I'm gonna get to Santana. And
Santana, what's up?
Talk to us.
Yo, what's up, man?
You're my favorite caller, by the way, because I feel like I can connect to you. Like you feel like you like the dude down the block. What's up, Santana? What up? Break it down.
Masterpiece performance, man. About Lomachenko. The boy fights with rhythm and soul, man. What can I say? I picked him. I didn't call in to pick him, but I picked him because I felt like when he fought against Gary Russell, and Gary Russell got some of the fastest hands in boxing, and Gary Russell couldn't even land a punch on, barely land a punch on. So I knew Walters one day was going to be able to hit him. And I think y'all kind of underrated Gary Russell. I feel like Gary Russell is a very skilled fighter, and I think time has showed that he's like probably the best in his division. And I hope him and Frampton get that fight. Do I rank Lomachenko top pound for pound, top 5? No. I feel like you can't just rank him top 5 pound for pound. As far as eye test, yes. But you can't, it's like a slap in the face to other guys like Thurman. You got Garcia, who actually started from the ground up. They wasn't given a title shot on their second fight. So, I mean, you gotta respect the other guys too. And who I would like to see Lomachenko fight next, I think he should fight either Salido, or I would like to see him fight Gamboa. I think that'd be a good fight. I'd pick Lomachenko, but I think that'd be a good style matchup.
Ness and Stephen Calderon. Can I ask Santana a question? Real quick. I'm sorry. You said all these other guys like Garcia and everybody else started from the ground up. Lomachenko fought second in his professional career. I'm sorry. Fuck it. I don't know the guy's name. The boy Salido, second in his career. So isn't that like ground and jump up? Like, come on, you got
Hell yeah. Salito's definitely starting from the ground, dude. That's starting from the grinder, dude. No,
that's like ground and like
right into the fire pan. Right into the fire pan.
So I like
give it back to him to answer you now.
Yeah, but he didn't earn a title shot. Like, he come in getting a title. These guys actually earned the title shot. That's what I mean.
What's your definition of earning it, though? Is it fluffing up your resume and knocking out a bunch of fucking bums to build your name?
No,
that's boxing for you.
Correct. He's correct. You need to be ranked to get a title shot, but because you got Bob Arum, he finagled a title shot. That's
Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Like 2 fucking gold medals don't give you anything. Like
no,
winning.
They don't. That's amateur shit.
Only 8 fights.
Amateur shit. The funniest thing is I actually saw a comment in the fucking and one second. I saw a comment in the chat, and I don't know who it was, and in fact I wouldn't.
Why are you a caller terrorist, man?
No, 1 second. No, I'll let him finish or whatever. Really? Shakur Stevenson would be Vasyl Lomachenko.
Caller terrorist, this guy.
Shakur Stevenson would be Vasyl Lomachenko. I like Shakur Stevenson. He seems like a nice kid. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, you make people famous. You know that? I mean, you need to start listening to Jay-Z, man.
I'm lost, though.
Take shots at everybody, dude. No one even knew what idiot said that Stevenson would beat Lomachenko.
Well, he got famous. Be happy for him. He got a shot at the champ. And I have never fucking lost.
You got to let it fly, man. You're supposed to be the doctor. Jesus, Santana, go ahead.
That's it, man. I'm done. Great show.
Santana, thank you.
This MD, he is certified caller terrorist. We're gonna have to make him a new intro.
Ness or Calderon. I'm sorry, MD. You guys ever seen The Outsiders with like Patrick Swayze and all them guys?
Don't do it, bro.
Yo, that's MD right now.
You're a fucking dick.
MD proud, man. You look good.
He's looking like the greaser, like Tom
Greaser.
Cruise.
Yo, Enrique, if you could have this hair, admit you would take it, please.
I don't know.
He's got the Ralph Macchio for sure.
Macchio, Karate Kid. Now you son, chill out, man. Nah, you
Yo,
good, MD.
When I'm your age, I'll go with the Osama bin Laden look. I feel you.
They said that MD, once Lomachenko high techs around, MD turns into MD. Call. What he said? What he say? Wait. He says, "Oh, hijack."
Hijack.
Because you taking calls. Try not to hijack Suleiman. All right.
Heartbroken. If you heartbroken about
No, he's the scholar. He's like listening to fucking Plato or listening to any other scholar. So I sit back and I listen. You know, there's only one Suleiman.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. Did you get to Amin?
I did not.
Yeah, get to Amin, man. He's been.
Go back to Jay Will. He never spoke up. We need those.
That's why I'm here.
Where those thumbs up at? I mean,
Yo, my eyes hurt from that fucking cream pie.
It's the hair gel dripping. But go ahead.
Thumbs up, man.
All right, I mean, so talk to us, man. What did you think of this guy last night? He looked great.
Got to get my crow first of all. Yeah, Lomachenko looked great last night. He looked amazing, and the only reason why I said I picked Voss is because he was Jamaican, but that boy ain't show no. I mean, listen, heart, yeah. I got to give it to a lot of callers when they said we don't know what it was like. MD last night brought up Pritchard Cologne. I just didn't think he was taking that much damage to where he didn't want to fight. I mean, I don't know. I was very disappointed, but Lomachenko looked very good. I'm starting to I would like Pacquiao and Lomachenko. After seeing that, I still think Pacquiao takes that fight, but it makes it a much more intriguing fight. I don't think Lomo is big enough, or Crawford wants to come down for them to fight at 140. Garcia and Lomo's another good fight. Salido and Lomo's another good fight. And Gamboa and Lomo's another good fight. So, I mean, yo, get this kid some Ray-Bans, yo. His future looks bright.
All right, I mean, man, thank you for calling in. Listen,
I like that line. I give him credit for that.
I like the name drop.
I like the Gamboa matchup.
Yeah.
The problem with the Gamboa matchup is
Can he make 130, Ness?
yeah, no, but besides that, it's going to be that the people will say that Gamboa's been out of the ring. It's going to be similar to Walters, right? Walters was inactive. Gamboa's definitely inactive.
But realistically, how low can you see Gamboa get? 140, I assume, right? That's my opinion. 140. He hasn't been in the ring in many.
At 140 versus Crawford, and the weight seemed like it was too much for him. Like he needed to go.
No, the
down.
Crawford fight was at 135, and Gamboa's last fight was
3
in
years ago.
2015.
Yeah,
Gamboa's last fight was in 2015.
But give Gamboa a confidence fight, a step-up fight, as we call it. And then
Gamboa is slated to fight on December 17th, 2016.
At what weight?
It doesn't have a weight.
Steven, check that out right there. We got two milkmans there. Which one did we get to?
We tried getting to both of them. Both of them kind of left us hanging. You went to one, then when you got up, I went to one.
Jay Will, this is our second attempt trying to get you on the program. Going once.
Jay Will, what's up?
He's at work. I get it. He's at work. Probably. So it's time for Suleiman the Scholar.
Oh, my favorite.
Suleiman, talk to us. How you doing?
How you doing? Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Tell us about the Hall of Famer.
High Tech. The name High Tech fits Lomachenko perfectly. Vasyl fights beautifully. He has a beautiful technique. I think the next fight for him, because I don't, I have nothing but compliments for both fighters. He looks like he does a lot of work in the gym with the pads. They're showing him a lot of different game plans. So he's very adaptable in the ring. He looks very comfortable also. And I would like to see him fight the winner of Gervonta Davis and Pedraza. That would be a good match for him. And then after that, a rematch with Orlando Salido, if it's possible, because I want to see how Salido looks in his next fight, so they could determine. so it won't look like a mismatch. But the best fight for him now is a unification bout against Gervonta Davis, the winner of Gervonta Davis and Pedraza. That would be a good match because he's two high caliber fighters that are undefeated, and the winner should be able to fight him because he's the pound for pound, at least in that division. At least in that division, to me, he's the best 130 pounder right now. So, you know, let it simmer there for a while. Let him give him some credibility for himself, and then we could consider him for the pound for pound because Floyd Mayweather set the modern platform for pound. Floyd Mayweather fought punchers, he fought boxers, he fought all kind of guys moving up in weight, moving down in weight, and beat them all.
What about Jesse Vargas?
He has to set that platform for himself. Excuse me?
Do you have Jesse Vargas in the top 10 pound for pound?
I mean, he's nice. He took. Excuse me, sir?
Would you have Jesse Vargas top 10 pound for pound?
Hello?
Yeah, Suleiman, scholar. Do you have Jesse Vargas top 10 pound?
That's a different topic, man. That's a different topic. We're talking about Lomachenko now. We're not talking about.
That's right, Suleiman. Way to school him, Suleiman. Don't let him troll you.
He's a scholar. You're right. I got put back to the classroom. Suleiman, go ahead.
I'm talking about Lomachenko right now. And Lomachenko in the 130-pound division, you should let it simmer there for a while. He got a lot of good opponents right there that he could defeat and build a legacy for himself because he still got to pad his record. The problem with Lomachenko, his resume is so thin because he don't want to fight bums. He don't want to go in the ring with C-class fighters. He wants to fight the best. So that's why they put him right away in the second fight. After he beat the first fighter, which was a ranked fighter, top 10 fighter, they gave him a world title bout against Orlando Saridi. And he lost by split decision.
Suleiman, great call, my friend. Way to avoid the jab from the good doctor. 757. I believe this is like Virginia somewhere. Talk to us. Who's this? First time caller?
Virginia Beach. It's my hood.
757. First time call. That's what I like to hear.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional.
Actually, wait a minute. Don't even how long you been listening?
About 2 years.
Oh, all right. So you already knew what that meant, and you would have jumped right in queue. So I don't need to give you any instruction on the first time caller intro, right?
No, I'm ready.
Norfolk. Are you from Norfolk or Portsmouth?
Portsmouth.
Okay.
All right. Well, here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Chief.
All right, brother. So what did you think of the fight last night? Is it high tech? Is Vasyl Lomachenko looking as high tech as they say? Is he pound for pound? And who would you like to see him face next?
Vasyl Lomachenko, he did a very good job. I commend him for what he did. But we have a lot of overzealousness around Lomachenko. Now, there's a lot of rule breaking and a lot of agendas that's being perpetrated when it's going regards to Lomachenko. A lot of rules been breaking as far as an immediate title shot, putting people on the pound for pound list with a loss to a person that lost 13 times. Then you also, he has to beat anybody on the pound for pound list. When I'm talking, I like Gary Russell Jr., but Gary Russell Jr. was a prospect at the time, so we can't rank him like he beat somebody on the pound for pound list at that time. Then we have this guy MD who's placating that this guy is a Hall of Famer if he beat Mikey Garcia that's been out for 2 years. I understand that it's like you have to beat somebody on the pound for pound list or somebody that you have to have some type of longevity. We have to see you at the highest stake. We can't see you in the emergent stage of your career and then we'll put you in the Hall of Fame in the pound for pound. When you're talking about pound for pound, that's talking about PhD level. You have to prove that. You can't. It's not a coin. You can't take your accomplishments from amateur and then put them over in the pros. That's like being in high school with your GPA and you saying, I think I deserve summa cum laude because I had a GPA of 4.0 in high school. You got to prove that in college. You can't.
Caller, you saying Lomachenko's not black belt? You saying pound for pound is black belt? You saying he's not black belt?
You got to prove that you black belt. I'm glad you.
But he made Waters quit. I'm Waters. I'm Team Waters, bro. I'm heartbroken.
But let me address a caller, and this is MD, right? And I will be
The hijacking continues.
No, I want to talk to Ness. I'm from his region. Do you understand? Portsmouth, Virginia Beach.
It doesn't matter if you pay attention. He said, "Hold on."
You're not gonna cut off.
See,
MD. You're not gonna cut off me. Let me finish what I'm saying. Then you go ahead with what you're saying.
I told you guys.
Well, he puts. All right.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Absolutely, caller. Go ahead.
Caller, finish.
When we're talking about like pound for pound, that's a body of work. We want to start breaking rules because people have agendas. So people want to start saying, okay, it's an eye test. Eye test is so workful. I want my agenda to suspend all rules, and I want to put my guy at number one because I don't want to have to deal with all the rules that have been going on for the last 100 years in boxing. So when we're talking about the Sugar Ray Robinsons, when we're talking about the Jersey Joe Walcotts, when we're talking about the Joe
Cut it. Then we have rules on the show. 3 minutes. You should have spitting it out.
I don't know, but let me talk for a second. Because I know you guys know nothing about Portsmouth, Virginia.
Hey, can the both relax? You stole about 15 seconds from him. He is a first-time caller. I want to go back to him.
Can we have a dialogue? Because I'm actually from his region. If you listen to me, I've worked in the hospital.
MD, you can't force people to talk to you.
Exactly.
Well, don't call in then.
No, that's cool.
My friend, they're specifically asking not to speak to you.
Ness, I wanted to know if he considered Lomachenko a black belt fighter.
He answered that already, Enrique.
What'd he say? I didn't hear it.
Cut him off. You cut him off. Let these people talk, man. Let's get back to him. Go, brother. You're getting 15. Give him 15, Steven.
All I'm saying is, in order for you to say that you're summa cum laude or a black belt, you have to prove that. You can't do that on, I think he's the best, or you're projecting somebody the best. We got to see your chin get touched. We got to see you get hurt to the body. We got to see you do this for a long time. We got to see if this height goes.
Can you just admit agenda means white fighter? Because I know what you're saying. That's what that's the thing.
It's impossible for you to restrain yourself.
No, because the thing is,
not fair to them.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
What the fuck, MD?
No, because he goes, people are having an agenda. What is the agenda?
Finish, man. That's my favorite caller right now.
You're emotional about this. Listen. I understand you're emotional about this. Let me finish what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, it is disrespectful to all the other pound for pound kings for you to just suspend all rules because you have an agenda behind somebody, behind a particular fighter. You're going to have to adhere to all of these rules that has been going on for 100 years prior to you being in boxing. All I'm saying, you're not going to suspend rules because you have an agenda behind somebody.
All right, brother. Listen, we gave you a couple more minutes because they hijacked you.
Awesome call.
You can check us out on Patreon, and you can also obviously become a boomerang to get back on. But we do have other calls.
What was his name? I didn't have that one down.
We got to go back to you now. Now we need 757. What's your name?
Chief, like Chief Keef.
Chief, like the chief caller around TBV.
Not to be confused with Chef. Chief.
All right, Chief, man. Excellent call, brother. We hope to have you as a regular. MD, I believe he said something that ticked the nerve. Would you like to address it now?
Black belt, that is?
No, the only thing I said, first off, I literally, my whole family lives in that region. In fact, my father is a physician in Portsmouth, Virginia, and I'm in Portsmouth a lot. So I understand his region. I know you guys know nothing about Portsmouth, Virginia, so it's okay. But I do have a problem when people use the word agenda deliberately to dismiss Vasyl Lomachenko, because I feel like that he's essentially saying, and he could disagree, and people could disagree.
You're
way. He's saying that people
knows that you're about to assume on air what someone else is saying.
Yeah, for sure, but that's what we do as boxing people, right? I mean, assuming what agendas and whatnot. But what does an agenda mean? What would my agenda be? What would my agenda be, or what would someone's agenda be putting Vasyl Lomachenko in the top 10 pound for pound? What is it then, Ness? Explain. If I'm wrong, if I'm being an idiot by saying it's a racial thing, then what the fuck
is your agenda, Boxing MD?
I have no agenda. I like the best fighters on earth. That's it.
So Lomachenko is the best fighter on earth to you?
No, I'm saying that it's not obscene to put him top 10 pound for pound. We just discussed this. If you're on time, that I do not have him in top. I do not have him in top 5.
top 10, like number 4, number like 8.
I have him outside the top 5, but I have him in the top 10.
We're not gonna go back into the show. You better go press rewind. Get out of here. 651. You're up.
Yes.
651.
First time caller. I sent the picture.
All right.
Hello.
Hold on. We got a little spiel. Enrique, you know, how long has he been calling in?
He just said he's a first time caller.
All right, but how long has he been listening?
First time caller. I'm
How long have you been listening, sir?
under a year. I was the one.
Oh shit! So
A year.
Okay.
I was the one who sent the picture to MD and Ness online on Twitter for the Lomachenko and Waiters. The size difference.
Oh, the Walters. All right. I remember that tweet. Listen, could you speak directly into the phone? You're coming in just a little bit under the normal levels that we would like. But that being said, we're going to start the clock. Producer, or unless he's already started it. But that being said,
I did. But let's give him the intro. Let's give him the intro. Let's do it right.
Caller, we got to give you the intro. So you've been listening for 2 years, so you already know the rules around here, right? We're going to play this intro. You're going to come out like Adonis Creed. You're going to knock out somebody, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Clock starts post intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut
From the Twin Cities, we're Storm in the winter. Unfadeable. So please don't try to fade this.
All right. So what did you think of high-tech Vasyl Lomachenko?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I found you guys on iTunes podcast. If you guys search for boxing, you guys are one of the top 2 searches that comes up, along with the HBO podcast with Kieran Mulvaney and Eric Reskim. So you guys are getting your name up, so that's good. I'm proud of you guys. You guys do a good job. Honestly, I was very disappointed in Walters. You can quit if you take damage, like Victor Ortiz versus Marcus Madonna. But when you quit on the stool, you hurt your brand. You hurt your brand with the fans, with the promoters, with the broadcasters. Nicholas Walters, I hate to call a fighter ashamed, but he should be ashamed of himself. He came on your show about a month ago, and he said he felt disrespected. He wanted to prove a point to the world that he was going to shock the world. For him to not even answer the bell, it was shameful. So I wanted to hit on the other 3 topics, the 3 fights this month real quick. I scored the fight 7-5 for Andre Ward. I gave Andre Ward the rounds 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 11, and 12. I gave Sergey rounds 1, 2, 6, 7, and 10. It was a tough fight to score because after the knockdown by Sergey, Ward kind of shut him down. He jabbed him to keep him away and then clinched him on the inside. Sergey never really let his right hand go much after the knockdown. Too much head hunting. He needed to attack the body more, kind of like Canelo did to Lara, to stop the movement and make Ward drop his hands and defend the body. Kathy Duval, she said she already invoked the rematch clause. So hopefully we see a rematch in early spring, so March or April. As for Danny, I'm happy that he's fighting Keith Thurman next. His resume is good, but those 2 cherry picks on his record are the worst of the worst. I can't name one top champion in the last 25 years. World-class champion fighting guys ranked 70s and the 40s. It's disgraceful and should not be supported. If it's a tune-up fight, you got to do at least like Pacquiao versus Clottey or Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. Someone ranked in the top 10 or a former world champion, not a local club fighter guy. Epic mismatches like that, that's how fighters get killed or severely damaged in the ring. And there's levels to this game, and I'm proud Danny's fighting Thurman next. I think that fight is 50-50 because Danny is underrated. He has a good jab. He can counter. He has pretty good footwork, but a little flat-footed. So I think that fight is even fight.
Cut it.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. We got you all logged in. We can't wait for you to become a regular caller around these parts. But that was a great call, man. A lot of coins for you, a lot of Mario coins for you. And obviously, we're going to give you an applause on the way out. Guess not today. I guess that soundbite isn't working, huh? But you are deserved one, right? Let's see. We got Alex Levin. It's finally time to go to you, my friend. Sorry for the wait.
And on track.
No problem. What's going on, guys? Hey, with that caller, what he's talking about with Danny Garcia fighting a 70 fighter, and he couldn't think of another top 10 fighter who hasn't done that. Think of Ward, who just did that against Alexander Brand, and nobody said anything. Danny Garcia's going to fight Thurman, going to get his respect, but that's not what I called. I seen the Loma fight. I picked Loma to win. I seen it in Walters when he didn't make weight his last fight. I don't know what's wrong. I was more disappointed in Walters than anything. I just don't think he came to fight. And Loma, I mean, I give him much respect. I guess what he did against Russell Jr., and I'm looking forward to seeing him again. And Bob Arum, I give him much respect, a lot of props, because he put this fight together. And before this, everybody was talking about, Loma's fighting the X-Man. Everybody was going for Walters, saying that Walters was a beast and everything, which proves, I mean, he put the fight together. You got to give him props for that. It's not his fault how the fight ended up. That's what I would say about that. And about his next fight, everyone's talking about Frampton. Frampton's 122. Why is he talking about Frampton? He's too low. Pacquiao, 147. Why are we talking about Pacquiao? Why are we not talking about a rematch with Salido? Why are we not talking about another elite fighter maybe in that division, the 130, Francisco Vargas, Saul Rodriguez? Fortuna, what about Fortuna? Why are these names not being mentioned? That's all I have to say there, Ness, and good show.
That's why they're not being mentioned, Alex, because we got to let our intelligent callers do the talking around these parts.
Yes, I like that he called in. He mentioned one thing. He was like, yo, Walters didn't come to fight. I believe Walters came to fight, but Lomachenko was just too damn overly better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if he would have landed a big right hand early, he would have been there to fight.
Yeah, he came to fight, man. He was confident, man. It's just Lomachenko was damn good.
Lomachenko took his confidence as the bottom line.
Bottom line.
He snatched all that. Sometimes when you go to fight a dude and you slap him, you take all the fight away from him. That's what happened, man. He tried his best, and his best wasn't good enough, and he was. It was a self-esteem thing, a pride thing. It was like he was looking bad. He was missing widely. It just looked bad. But credit to Lomachenko, great performance.
Great performance. Hard hitting, angles, and accuracy.
Yeah.
Fight and early. And we are having a party on March 3rd, 2017, hopefully.
True.
Gamboa. Nobody's speaking about Gamboa.
What about Gamboa?
Nah, I mean, I was a little lost because I am one of those people, casual fan as I am, who name drops. I'm like, oh, kid, okay, he's a light guy. I'm not gonna say, Deontay Wilder, but I will name drop like Rigondeaux, Mikey.
Google that name before you spit it out your mouth.
Of course, you're absolutely 678. Go ahead.
Versus Lomachenko, that's going to be like a
yo.
I'm not even saying that's possible. I'm saying that I wouldn't spit that out. I'm saying like, what about Rigondeaux? But you said, he's a 110-pound guy. So yeah, all right.
678. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Can you hear me?
We hear you. Where you calling from? 678.
Hey man, this the damn milkman. It's a damn shame how y'all treat me tonight.
Man, we tried both your numbers, brother.
Milkman, you are live right now.
Man. Hey man, listen. Okay, I'm gonna get straight to it. Ain't no love lost. Lomachenko,
it better not be.
Finish. Hey, yeah, it's all good. Look, man. People do not need to forget this damn Salido fight, man. Especially if you're talking about putting Lomachenko pound for pound. Listen, man. One of the things that makes that loss to Salido so damning is because he didn't get beat like Amir Khan got beat by British Prescott. A good shot that could have put anybody down. He got beat over 12 fucking rounds. All right? All this spectacular shit we saw last night against Walter, where the fuck was that when he fought Toledo, okay? You had a great interview you did with the late Emmanuel Stewart. He spoke about a couple of things. One,
a fighter's natural ability. But then he also talked about a fighter's mental ability to operate under extreme conditions. All right. Toledo put it on Lomachenko's ass that night. He could not find a way to overcome that. Most of the guys on the pound for pound list, if they have faced adversity, they have found a way to overcome that. The jury is still out on Lomachenko in my eyes because he has not found a way to put a fucking exclamation point with the win over Toledo and answer critics' questions. Can he operate under extreme pressure and extreme conditions, whether it be a relentless forward aggression, dirty tactics, whatever it may be? That's why I am still questioning Lomachenko's place on the pound for pound list. That's all I'm saying. Fight the fucking man. He called out Vargas last night, okay? Did Vargas just not have a draw with Toledo?
Nope. Majority draw, but technically he won.
Okay. So you call out the guy who just
cut it.
But Milkman, and I will give you the credit that I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you that Toledo's there, so he should fight him, because I don't agree where you're coming from that I think he would destroy him in the rematch, but he should fight him. It's either Vargas or Toledo, and that's it. So
that's a good point that he made, though. Why would he call? Well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
because he technically won.
I guess
he has the belt. He has the belt, and he technically won. So Lomachenko was looking at
technically win. He didn't.
Well, he retained his belt, did he not?
No. We're talking. Why didn't he call out the guy that has the win over him?
Because he doesn't have a belt. Vargas does.
But he holds a win over you.
Correct. And that's why I said that Vargas or Toledo should be his next fight. Now, either fighter, in my opinion, would be more than acceptable. But I agree with where the Milkman is coming from, because he demands a lot of Lomachenko, because a lot of people are putting him so highly praised. If he beats Toledo, I think it would silence a lot of the critics. So I have no problem with him choosing to fight Toledo again. And I think it would be good for his career trajectory.
That's that would be a good fight. Listen, let's get to some alumni, man. This guy right here has single-handedly become like a beacon of hope in California as a TBV representative. They held the fight party that I was jealous I couldn't make it to, being as though it's in California, but you know how it goes, man. There ain't no show.
Mr. Infojo.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Hey.
Joe, what's going on, brother?
What's up, my brother? What's up, Ness? What's up, MD? What's up, Enrique? What's up, Steven?
What's up, Info Joe?
What's up, my brother? Hey, MD, man, thanks for honoring the bet. You're betting your word. And whenever you want to bet again, I'll take that same bet. I want to say...
Pie bet is serious. It fucks your eyes up. My eyes are still hurting from that shit.
Hopefully I get all my picks back, man. And the day that we bet, I won't get it, bro. But shout out to Matt Santiago from Gully. We watched the fight together. And it was like a little minor West Coast boxing voice gathering, brother. The boxing voice brings people together, man. I never, we live in the same city, man. We finally got together with some like-minded people, man. We watched the fight together, man. It was awesome. Walters, the butter knife, man. It was like Mortal Kombat. Lomo took his heart, man. I like Walters, man, but I feel that he felt humiliated. I don't think he was really physically hurt. I think he was more humiliated more than anything, man. And also, I agree with the caller. I pick Lomo. He's potentially to be in the pound for pound, but right now, people said the same thing about Smith. They're not battle tested yet. Let's give him some more time to fight some more high caliber fighters before we make that judgment. even though I rate Gary Russell high, the guy still only has 6 fights. But man, his angles are beautiful. His boxing is beautiful to watch, and I look forward to see what he does in the future. That's my call. Peace, Boxing Voice. Become a Patreon. Hit those thumbs up. Become part of the family. Peace.
All right, Info Joe. Thank you for calling in. Hey, Info man, we're gonna get that March TBV appreciation night going pretty soon, man. We hope to see you there. We do have an award coming for you. Usually the awards are surprises, but Info Joe is definitely our 2017's Gypsy King. We got to get to some other callers here. We went to Joe. Now we got to get to another alumni, also a TBV West Coast attendee and 2016's West Coast Caller of the Year who received this award. Watch out for that TBV West Coast appreciation video coming to a YouTube channel near you. JP from Long Beach, talk to me.
Oh, man. Enjoyed the fights last night, man. I missed hanging out with Info Joe and the guys. Wife popped up on me with a Friendsgiving event I had to attend. Yes, the Friendsgiving, that's when friends get together the day after Thanksgiving. So didn't know about that, but
what's up, JP?
Oh man, what's up, Enrique? How y'all doing? Calderon, MD, Ness, what's good?
We all good, man. You like the fight, man? Lomo's black belt. What are you thinking?
Very interesting, that guy Lomo. Couple of nuances to it. One, I'll just touch on briefly on some fun stuff. Is my wife's Jamaican, and so the thing about the Jamaican community, man, they really get behind their athletes. Every 4 years, when the track team comes out, these dudes is like sitting around TVs. They know what time the 100 starts, and I just could never get them to buy in on the fighter. And I'm just kind of poking at my wife like, man, what's good? What's up with your Jamaican boy? You know, y'all always heavy on, you know, waving the flags and, you know, really backing your guy. But I could never get none of her family, nobody to bite on Walters. And at the end, I asked her uncle, so what's up, man? What was this about? He's like, you know, they just not fighters like that, man. And Walters, you know, like you were saying, that's his career suicide. It was terrible. Somebody should have told the guy, hey, man, you're fighting for future, you know, monetary value. This ain't just tonight. I know you got a couple 100 stacks and you good in Jamaica, but dude, this is for the future. But Lomachenko, very interesting. So when I'm really taking a good look into his style, I see one thing. Now, one thing, he's spectacular, but he's not exciting. And so there's a guy like Mayweather and Rigondeaux, these types, they can fall under that. See, but Mayweather talked himself out of that. No one would have ever wanted to see Mayweather fight if it wasn't for the burning of the $100 bills and doing all the stuff that rubbed people the wrong way. That's what gave us the polarizing effect where people hated him or loved him. But it's hard to be a main draw when you're not hitting guys hard. So in the first 3-4 rounds, I'm wondering, like, is Lomo just going kind of half speed with this guy to just kind of tell what he's going to do? Because his fight style is completely like, I'm going to see if I'm quicker than you, then I can beat you to every spot. Now I can make you flinch at everything I do. And once he establishes that, it's a wrap. So what you have to do is not care about his feints, like a Salido.
Cut it. JP, man, I thought Lomo was
no, but
I thought he was exciting. He threw a lot of punches. It looked like he didn't stop throwing punches, to be honest with you.
And to JP's point, I think that people didn't like seeing Floyd necessarily fight when he moved into a weight class where the fighters were larger than him, in which he couldn't hurt. But younger Floyd Mayweather had a lot of fucking knockouts. I mean, how could you look at the Gotti fight and not say that the man is not exciting? I mean, he was a stud at the lower weight. I mean, he was a stud at any weight class, but Floyd Mayweather has a lot of knockouts, but they were most notably at the lower weight class, and obviously had hand injuries. But I disagree with the thing about Floyd Mayweather.
I agree, and I'm really excited to see.
I
was just saying, I agree, and I'm really excited to see what this next caller say because I recognize that area code, same area code as mine. So 562, what's up?
Push your hair back, MD.
Hey, it's Matt, what's up?
Oh, Matt, what's going on? Is it Hunter?
Dude, it is. I have your number. What? That's my bad.
I'm jealous, man. You guys got the party. Look at that. I didn't even know JP was there too. Damn.
No, JP wasn't there. He fucking wigged out, because of his wife. He made up some excuse. It's okay, JP. We know you just didn't want to come by.
Oh.
You don't take it personal.
Shots fired.
I know, but shout out Info Joe, Santiago from goalie.
Yo, why didn't I get the invite? What's up?
Together.
Yo, that's right. Steven was right in the
Dude,
area.
You have my number. I don't have yours, man. You got to text me,
Excuses.
I was way too drunk at that TVV party, so I didn't get your number. But
I'm on Twitter.
You should have got numbers from AB's eight women deep entourage. That would have been a great place to get some numbers from.
That would have been funny to bump into AB with his. So Matt, talk to us about high tech here, man. Clock's ticking.
I think Lomachenko's the real shit. I think he does things in terms of slipping off shots, changing levels, finding those weird angles that guys can't defend from. I thought he was going to finish Walters at some point. I was just not expecting the no mas. I agree with what people have been saying. Like, it's career suicide. I just don't see Bob Arum trusting him. I don't think he's ever kind of trusted Nicholas Walters. Nicholas Walters semi threw shade at Top Rank and HBO for the whole year off thing, and I don't blame him for that. And this is still the guy that knocked out Nonito Donaire and D'Artagnan in like the same year. And that's something that a lot of guys will dream of being able to do. So it's just weird. I don't know really what to make of Nicholas Walters after this because he just didn't do anything. There's times where I was like, he's not throwing at all. Usually he pumps out that jab a lot, pumps that right hand, either uppercut, right straight, and he just wasn't throwing his right hand at all. It was like Andre Ward not throwing his right hand. It was just weird. I don't know. But I definitely think Lomachenko is the real shit. I want to see him move up to 135 personally because I think he's a natural 135er in my opinion. That's where he's going to end up. But I can't wait to see the rest of his career. I'm unlike most people. I want to see Nicholas Walters on TV again. He's so exciting to me. I still think he can have a rebound. But you guys have a great night and a great show, man. Peace.
Matt, you have such a kind heart. That's all I'm saying. And you're more forgiving than I am. That's all I have to say. Because I felt like that dude does not deserve TV time unless he does something worthy of earning it.
Hey, I get you, man. I'm sure there's other people that feel the way you do. We're going to go to Alden from Phoenix. Talk to us.
What's going on? I remember about a month ago when Walters was on the TVV, he was doing an interview with you, Ness. He was talking such a good talk. So for him to lose and just quit, very interesting when I went back and listened to it. So he's full of shit. And then Lomachenko, Lomachenko's a good fighter. That's true. I'll give him that. But to me, I've seen 2 weeks of HBO bullshit. The other week with Kovalev, the cards were all messed up. Kovalev won that fight. And then this week, all of a sudden, Walters decided not to get up after, like what you said, Ness. He wasn't knocked out. He wasn't knocked down in a fight. He didn't have a facial injury or a hand injury. There was nothing. He just decided to quit. So I'm not into watching a guy who just wants to quit.
How could you blame HBO on that, though? Blame the man.
Blame who?
Blame the man. How can you blame HBO? Do you think HBO knew that this dude would fucking quit?
Well, I don't know if they knew, but you can't trust nothing that comes out of HBO and Bob Arum. That's one. And then look at this. You guys are talking about the pound for pound. Well, no, Lomachenko, of course, had something to do with it. Of course, he had 90% to do with it. But you never know. And then the last thing, you guys were talking about the pound for pound thing. The way I look at it is, just go from the weight. Who dominates 130? He should be on pound for pound. Who's the clear dominant 147? He's pound for pound. I think that's how you do it, rather than just naming a bunch of people that are undefeated. That's all I got, Ness.
Alden, great call, man. Thank you for calling in. We're gonna go to 270. Yeah. The unknown. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Jamie from far western Kentucky.
First time calling in, Jamie?
First time caller.
All right.
Yep,
how long have you
time.
been listening?
About 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Not bad, not bad. So you know the tradition, first time caller intro around here, huh?
Oh, yeah, I've heard enough to know that.
All right, well, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Hailing from out in the sticks, Paducah, Kentucky, this is Jamie.
Jamie, talk to us, brother. What did you think of high-tech Vasyl Lomachenko last night, forcing Nicholas Walters to quit for the first time ever?
I thought it was really impressive. You know, as far as like pound for pound, I don't think it really matters all that much. Because ultimately, I mean, just the eye test. I mean, the guy is boxing at another level. You know, I haven't been watching boxing all that much, like seriously, probably only last year or so. And I've never seen anybody, you know, throw a punch and pivot around somebody and then get, you know, 3-4 more punches off that quickly. It's impressive what he's doing. As far as the Walters fight, I mean, here's the thing. Everybody was talking up Walters. I've never really seen him that much, but you know, a lot of people on your show picked him to win. A lot of people on the internet said that he was the real deal, had a lot of power, and he shut him down. I mean, so that's got to be worth something. You know, we're watching somebody who is gonna be great. Maybe he's not great right now, but he's gonna be great. You can tell just by, you know, what you're watching. The other thing about it is that you know, you got to give him respect for going out there and fighting real competition, not padding his resume with like 20 easy fights. I mean, he's going out there looking at world titles, 2 fights in. I mean, the guy's the real deal. We should give him his props and wait and see what's going to happen. And that's my call.
Well, Jamie, man, thank you for calling in. I hope that you become a regular caller around these parts, man.
And Jamie, there's not one thing that you said that I disagree with.
Yeah, no, great call, man. Great call. Yeah. Listen, it's not hard to see that sort of talent, especially when the person across the ring from you has a certain amount of credibility in the boxing world.
And he's a boxing fan's boxer. I mean, he seems to be fighting for greatness. And I know we abuse that statement because often, you know, at the end of the day, fighters
don't really do that.
Well, no, they're to fighters' defense. Like sometimes fighters are forgotten, and the most important thing to fighters, of course, is financial security. But again, I feel like that the fighters with supreme talent, if they seek greatness, that the financial security will come. But if fighters seek financial security or seek money, that the greatness or financial security might never come. But that's my opinion. I'm biased. Of course, I'm biased. I have an agenda. So,
all right. Well, let me get to Chicago, the Windy City. Hey, Carmelo, man, talk to me. What did you think of last night's fight, man? High-tech, Vasyl Lomachenko. Is he the goods, pound for pound? And who's next for him?
Man, who next? Who he called out? He called out the dude from Golden Boy Lopez?
Yeah, he sure did. He called out Francisco Vargas. Francisco Vargas.
Yeah, give him the guy he called out, man. Yeah, Francisco Vargas. Yeah, give him the fight he wants. Hey, I give him my coins, man. I think I did call in. I picked Lomachenko. I said the skills was gonna beat the power, and I didn't even think about the layoff. I didn't think about that to afterwards. As far as Nicholas Walters, man, you got to give the man the credit to step up. But I feel like he robbed the bank. He couldn't get that 500, so he got it 300. He went back to Jamaica, bought him a whole bunch of weed. Now he's smoking, thinking about that loss. Because that's a tough way to lose, man. To you know, get in there and not really give your all. You know, if you beat mentally, then the game is already over with. And I feel like he beat him more mentally than he did physically. And if he ain't got the mental game, I don't know about him being back on TV as far as that goes. Whatever him and the promoter want to do. But as far as just having a mental game and to come back and be a boxer and fight for a legacy, like I just mentioned, Lomachenko, you got to get that in his mind and just come back stronger. But for Lomachenko, man, going in and fight Vargas at 130. Let him, if you want to unify, let him unify. But I'd rather send him at 135. Let him get that Flanagan fight. Let him fight Mikey. Let him fight your boy who just beat there's a boy who cool with Adrian Broner. He real good too.
Robert Easter. That's the
Robert Easter Jr. Yeah, Robert Easter Jr.
But he's 135.
Those are all good fights at 135.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let him get 2 fights. Let him get 2 fights. Let him get Vargas. Maybe another 135. I don't really see too much past that. Or let him get his rematch with Salido. Let him get 2 fights. If he beat those 2, I say top 5 pound for pound. in the next 2 fights, give him top 5 pound for pound, just based off skills. I know he don't got a lot of fights, but just based off the eye test and the skills and what he's proven, man. And after that, go to 135, and we good to go. We good to go, man. That's my call, man. Shout out to Ness. Boxing MD.
Mello, man, thank you for the call.
Thanks for calling in, man. I like the consistency.
Mello, you there? Mello.
Yeah, I'm here, man. Yeah, I'm here. My bad. Oh, man, anytime, man. I love this boxing show. I love boxing life. My life, man. My son's 7 years old now. And he said he want to box, so I'm trying to get him to watch fights and stuff with me, man. So it's incredible, man. I love the show, man. It's a big part of my life.
Did you watch that fight on Saturday with him?
All right, Mello. Well, thank you so much, man. We appreciate anybody that is such a supporter of TBV. If you want to continue to support TBV, like Mello and others, you've been hearing the word tossed around here a bit. Patreon, we definitely giving out rewards. I want to remind all my patrons to update their addresses. I'm sending out those rewards for Christmas, so you should get them to be open up your Christmas TBV gifts. So make sure your addresses are updated if you want to receive something cool.
What about for Kwanzaa and Hanukkah?
I don't even know what those are, man.
Yo, we're a politically correct boxing show, the Boxing Voice. Hit thumbs up. We celebrate all religious cultures.
Okay, let me see if we can get to Taino. I don't want to be rude. We've tried you numerous times, Taino. Who the hell? Taino got music playing in the background. Guess he won't be getting on. Listen, I am your host, Nes GTO, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter if you want to talk a little bit of boxing. You want to, as Enrique would say, spit your game, talk your shit. You know the number is 14255695241. Press 1 in tradition. If you want to talk, first-time callers, just yell out first-time caller. If you're watching this in the future, present or past, those thumbs up are more important than air itself. So hit those thumbs up so that we can increase the visibility of the show. If you're watching this in, if you're listening to this in the future, present,
right?
Thank you. iTunes or Stitcher, make sure to drop us a 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher. You see how one of our callers found us on iTunes, and he said we were right next to HBO, and that's obviously because of you and all your reviews. But my co-host, the good doctor, sharing the state here of Florida with me, can be found.
Follow me at BoxingMD1 on Twitter. And, you guys in the chat, you guys should call in more because, the chat's seen by a certain amount of people. But the Boxing Voice podcast, whether it's Blog Talk, iTunes, YouTube, or whatever, we're heard by thousands and thousands of people across the world. So, hit thumbs up, share, and call in because, we are a worldwide podcast.
None other than Enrique Church himself, the casual fan.
Yes.
All the questions.
Yes. I'm here constantly.
Black belt.
I'm constantly learning right here. And as there's people who hit me up on direct messages saying, "Yo, I wanna promote my product. How much does it cost?" Yo, you could DM me or you could hit me up. My Twitter is TBV_casual-fan. My Instagram, which has been doing pretty well, I think, because of the Boxing Voice, is at Fight Talk. And I talk boxing, man. I honestly don't know a lot about boxing, but I do pick a winner, and sometimes I'm wrong. But yeah, man, this is that show, man. This is the best show, the #1 show, like somebody said, HBO, the Boxing Voice. That's it.
Casual, what's the last one?
In the chat to Brian Clark for being one of the people to thumbs up. JD,
MD get his in, man.
HHH 1200, Jim Jones, all our normals, right? MD's mustache is in there every day.
Cut West.
Yo, why doesn't Cut West call in? He always says he's gonna call in and call me out.
Cut West called in, but he came out. He got out of the queue. I don't know why, but I remember seeing his name in the queue.
Is the biggest hater.
His blood pressure got too high, too much weight.
Cut West is like, pick up my phone.
I got the family in the next room. We got to play some family board games. I don't know what we're doing, but it is the Thanksgiving weekend. So,
are you a fan of Bananagrams? That's a good family game. I'm a fan of Bananagrams.
I want to give a big round of applause to all our patrons.
Let's not forget also the people who attended the TBV Appreciation Night. That's a big round of applause.
For sure. I just
Dude,
wanted
it was so
to
fun.
shout those guys out because without our Patreon subscribers, obviously we wouldn't have been able to do not one but two shows from the road. So, round of applause for all those guys. Remember to update your addresses. Christmas rewards coming out soon. And we can't forget none other than Steven Calderon. Steven, thank you for doing a marvelous job as a producer. And
My pleasure.
we will be back. We have an on-demand show to do. So make sure you're subscribed to both YouTube and Blog Talk and even iTunes to receive a notification whenever we're live or there is a show. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night.
Thank you.